Yo, welcome back to Trunks on the Outside for a special guest, Charlie from As Everything Unfolds.
Hey,
How you doing? You okay?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Thursday night. You know, the best day of the week.
It is
Thursday.
good. Yeah. Fellow musician and fellow nerd. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I was saying
What?
previously, before we started recording this, is I feel like us as musicians kind of have to put our like professional side front and center of like our Instagrams and stuff. So I kind of wanted this like because you're the first special guest kind of thing.
Hell
I
yeah.
just want to shed a bit more light on us as nerds more than anything and how we work that into our career as musicians,
Yeah.
like
I
on and
think
off
it's.
stage and stuff. Yeah.
I think it's so many people are like this in our like circles and stuff. But like
Oh
you
yeah,
said,
for
because
sure.
we don't publicly like portray it, because most of our social medias is about promoting our music or where we've been on tour or new album, new single, blah blah blah, and you kind of your online brand is that. And the amount of times I've been on tour and been like I play Magic the Gathering, so does my band,
Hell yeah.
and then every time we go on tour, we come into a room and then there's like a group of people like all around a table, just like hello, and they're sort of looking at us like, are they gonna laugh at us? And we go, we bought our decks too.
Oh yeah.
So it just seems to be like, and I feel like the older you get and like you kind of just become more comfortable in yourself and what you enjoy, and I feel like people aren't ashamed to admit that they like things. I feel like just nowadays in general, but I feel like as you do just get older and you're just sort of like, oh, I don't fucking care what people think. Like I
Yeah.
enjoy what I enjoy and whatever.
Yeah, for sure. What magic stuff do you collect? Because I just got the Final Fantasy 14 Commander.
I have. Hang on.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. I've got actually a good segue for one of them, but I actually have the Lord of the Rings ones because I am a massive Lord of the Rings fan. They were actually my first ones, so
Come
it's
on.
like the I got green and white, so it's like
Yeah.
hobbits and the food tokens and all that.
Sick.
And then I have the Mordor one, which is like it was like the starter pack, but then I've like modified it with like extra cards and stuff because I was like, I have to get all the characters. Like I felt a bit like,
No,
it's
of
like,
course.
have to get all of them. And I've actually got the timey-wimey commander deck, which
What's
is the
that?
Doctor Who one.
Oh,
It was
okay, cool.
It was really hard to get a hold of. And there's all my little dice. There's my favorite. My favorite one is my I don't know where my camera is. My ultraviolet coloured dice.
Oh, hell yeah.
And yeah, just a load of stuff in here. And yeah, it's cool though because it's like it's got this time travel function,
Right.
and it's kind of like so you can summon a creature without using any mana by like, and basically you put it into like suspend, and it just stays there like an X amount of turns, and then in your game you can time travel to speed it up.
Okay.
It's a bit like hard to get used to, but once you do, it's like it's a long like you have to play it like long. You can't go with somebody that's just got a deck that's like a quick deck. It's like a slow build one. But I love that one. It's a lot of fun. But I also bought when the Assassin's Creed did the sort of ones, but wasn't a fan, which is why I've still got them in the cardboard cases because I haven't really like.
Dude, the
Not,
thing that
yeah,
thing that
wasn't a fan.
annoys me, right, about Magic, especially Commander decks, right? They're so expensive anyway. I don't mind paying that for cards because we'll buy anything. We'll spend our money on any like stupid
Yeah.
crap. But it's the fact that they don't give you plastic deck boxes. They just give you the
Yeah.
paper ones. I'm like, dude, like the least you can do is give me this nice plastic case for my fucking cards.
Yeah.
So
No,
I've just got
to
like,
be fair,
I don't know where they
you
are.
are
But
correct. No,
Yeah,
it
it's
is, and I
ass.
think that just goes to show that I wasn't really that bothered about these
Yeah.
because I've just
Yeah.
sort of because whereas with these I was like, I mean, this one I've got like the whole like this one comes
Shebang.
out like
Oh, sick.
and it kind of sits like that. There you go.
That is such a intuitive way of because I've got the I don't know. Oh, the Volt X ones, like the magnetic ones that go
Oh
on the
yeah,
top.
yeah.
But they're so fucking hard. Once you've got 100 sleeved cards in there, especially double sleeved, it's so hard to get them back out. So they just kind of
Yeah.
live there and never get played.
I have to kind of like put the dice thing in there because I haven't got enough cards to fill it, and it is a bit of a nightmare getting them out. But it's quite good because it's quite big and it kind of fits everything in it. But and to be fair, the my local nerd shop, which is Axiom now in Amersham,
Come on.
Legends, and they're actually like pretty good like prices, and I always try and go and buy them in the shop rather than buying them online because they're like a little local like shop. It's an independently run, and they do have like an online store, but they also run like local events and stuff. And I was like, and they're always really good. Like you can go in and sit with them, and they'll sit down with you. Like if you're like, I want this card, and they're like, oh, we don't have it, but here's a similar one. And I remember like when I was building like my Lord of the Rings deck, like they sat with me and worked out like how the balance of my deck. And this is all free. Like you just sit there with them, and they're just nerds that work in a shop, and they're like, oh my god, a person that I can like do this with, but they get paid.
So, of course.
Yeah. It's great. But that's my only ones I've got. But I have been meaning to like get more. It's just like being an adult and life, and I'm just sort of this bills.
That's the most annoying thing about being an adult is you have all the money that you wanted as a kid to buy things, but too many responsibilities that you kind of have to put the fun things on the back burner. Like I give myself like a fun money budget every month where I've got like, £100 and I'm going to be like, cool, I'm going to buy myself an action figure or something. Yeah.
It's
just, it's
like
depressing.
pocket money when you're a kid.
Yeah, proper. So yeah, it's, I don't know, man, being an adult is like, I hate seeing kids that are like, oh, I can't wait until I'm 21 and I can go out and do this stuff. And I'm like, no, dude, just stay young. Just like what Peter Pan wanted you to do. Just stay a kid. It doesn't get any better, young, I promise you.
But stay true to who you are. And if you want to do something, don't feel that you can't do it. Like I said, like I mean, I've always been quite an open nerd, I guess. Like I've never been like ashamed of the fact that I love Lord of the Rings and I love all these things and blah and video games and whatever. But I definitely feel like getting older, I've been more like, oh, I'm going to try new things like magic. I only got into it like I think 3 years ago, so like it's quite new for me. So I was like, oh fuck it, like why not? Like
nothing to lose,
and I love it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I started with the One Piece card game, and then just found myself buying boxes and buying boosters and stuff, and was like, at this point, I'm just gambling and I'm not playing the game, and I actually do just like the starter decks, and and I spent so much money, and now I've just got like a box full of like commons that are never going to get used. And I'm like, dude, what? So you spent £100, you got like 2 cards that you liked. Good for you, man. Like that's fuck that. Like buy singles. If you're going to get into cards, buy singles.
Yeah, I do. I always tend to like research the card I will like want, and I think there's is it Scryfall? I haven't done it in so long. Is it Scryfall or something like that Axiom told me about, where you can like look up cards on there and stuff, and you can like find if you want like a certain functionality of a card. It gives you like options and things. It's quite cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually do like deck build guides. So like I play a character called Ace in One Piece, and he's like the leader card. And every like new booster they bring out, they only add like 6. So this is a long way to explain it. No, it's not. It's a short way. There are colors. So like Ace is like a red kind of leader. So you can only use red cards with him. And like if they say like, I can't remember what pirate team he's from, but if it says that on the card, you can use that. And they only ever bring out like 6 red cards every booster box. So it's really hard to kind of add extra ones on. Yeah. So I'm always like trying to find new things to add to it to make it stronger. And it's not a good deck. Like it's not the best, but I'm kind of locked into loyalty of it. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's a dangerous slope doing the old card game thing.
Yeah, and it is fun, but it is. I can see how you can like sink loads of money into it, and I know people that do. Like, I know people that have spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds on. I haven't. I think the most I've ever spent on one card is like £6. Like I try not to like go too much, because I always just think to myself, I'm like, am I going to get that much out of it in terms of like you said, I like the starter deck. The starter decks work, right? When you get them, you can play with them instantly. They're balanced. They're pretty fun. I mean, apart from these ones that shall not be named. They just didn't feel fun for me. It was very token heavy, and I find the tokens a little bit frustrating. But I don't know. I just feel that for me, just spending too much money just feels that bit pointless. But that's just me. Other people do. I mean, I spend like loads of money on video games as well, and some people would be like, "Well, that's pointless," because you play it once
But
and then
it's
you're done
not
with it.
pointless. It's not.
Agreed.
This is the right. This is such a good segue. I really wanted to do a video before, and maybe I'll just make this into a clip. If you like a game, so you know, if you watch those videos and it's like, for instance, if you like Cyberpunk, you should play this game. And I'm like, no. If you like Baldur's Gate 3, play Baldur's Gate 3 again.
Yeah.
If you like The Witcher, play The Witcher. Like, you're never going to find that same feeling from another game exactly like the one that you've just played. Like, it's obviously, I implore everyone to go and play games because it's the best fucking thing in the world. But I just think we need to stop telling people to play games that are similar when you can just play the same game again and get more for your money while enjoying the same thing that you got in the first place. I don't know.
I'm an avid replayer. Like I
yes.
replay a lot. I literally at the moment am replaying Sons of the Forest.
Oh, rad.
Which I really like the first one. I did Sons of the Forest, I think, when it first came out. And then the other day I was just like, yeah, do you know what? Like, I'm kind of in the mood for like something like that. And I do like a survival horror, but I'm like quite picky about like what I like. I like something with a story. Like I can't just do like I do love 7 Days to Die, just like the zombie like survival builder.
Okay.
But I think just because I've played that for so many years, I'm just sort of invested in it. But there's a lot of like survival horrors I've been sort of like, oh, it just feels a bit like flat. It's just like, whereas The Forest has actually got like a cool underlying story, which is like kind of optional, which I liked. So for people that just wanted to do like building, they don't have to interact with the story at all. But you can if you want to. And I think the story is really, really cool. But yeah, replaying that. I've literally just finished a Baldur's Gate 3 campaign, my second one.
Amazing.
First one I did the classic like good run through because I feel like you've got to do the good one first.
Yeah, I have to,
and then and then second one I was like, I'm not ready to do Dark Urge. I'm not quite there yet. But I was like, it's dark. So I was like, nah, I'll just do like so I played as like a drow, and I was like, okay, I'll be like a bitchy drow. So nice. I was a savage bitchy drow, and I was with Astarion, obviously. And let him ascend. I became a vampire spawn. I did the whole like.
You let him eat the children.
Oh mate, I did all of the shit.
Same.
And everyone's like, "Oh, he's such a twat when he's ascended." I'm like, he's the same.
But he's powerful though. He's great.
Yeah, it's
I want him to have everything. He's my boy.
Yeah. No, love Astarion. I didn't do it in my first playthrough, so I kind of made like a point of like doing things I didn't do in the first time around. Like when there was a refugee camp, like I let the goblins in rather than like saving the refugees.
Yeah, of course.
Shit! That one.
Oh, in your second playthrough,
felt bad. Yeah, my second one.
Yeah, with what's that character's name? The drow.
Oh, Minthara.
Yeah, I felt awful. Like doing that whole thing and like letting him come through. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, but Minthara is like actually. Because, on the first playthrough, like, you kill her, like, quite early on in Act 1. So you have no idea I had no idea she was a recruitable, like, follower.
Same.
And then my second playthrough, I was like, and I was just doing a bit of research and stuff, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay, she seems interesting. I actually think she had the most interesting character, apart from Astarion. I feel like her and Astarion had the most interesting character developments, because, like, she's this, like, fanatical about the absolute and all this kind of stuff. And then she ends up, like, I mean, you obviously can not do this path, but she ended up like turning like completely to the point where she was like, I fucking hate Orin, like I literally want to like rip the fucking skin off of her bones, like level thing. So
redemption
so
arc.
Which I thought was really cool. And she's obviously like quite a dark character, but it was interesting because they actually gave her a bit of like this softness, which I was quite surprised about. But I really liked it. I really liked doing that different dynamic. And Gale's just Gale. Gale's the same in every playthrough, I swear. Did
you have Gale in your team? Like, because Gale for me was I'll leave him at camp.
I did on my first playthrough more, but this one I didn't. I don't know why. I think he was just I just like having him around. I was like, he's like a little golden retriever. But I don't know why. Yeah, my main party, I actually didn't have like Lae'zel in my party a lot this time because in my first playthrough again I had her pretty much the whole way through because she's so overpowered. Like, especially like in those early bits, she's just like, 3 actions, she can just destroy everything, like blah blah blah. But I was like, nah, like I want to try and do this a different way. So I pretty much had Astarion the whole time, Minthara and Shadowheart, I'm pretty sure most of the time, and oh my god, who else? Well, Will and Karlach left. I didn't even have anything to do with their storylines. They left instantly after the refugee camp thing. Oh. So they weren't even in my game at all.
But
which
Karlach's
is wild.
the best. Yeah.
I know everyone says that. And I was like...
I love Karlach.
It was just like... And I looked it up. I was like, can I do the Druid's Grove without Karlach leaving? Back? And they were like... Yeah, and they were like, no, you basically have to, like, if you want to do that path and kill the refugees and kill the Druid camp, whatever, that's what you have to do. I was like, okay. So, yeah.
I mean, I like that it stays true to their character. Like, that they wouldn't stay with someone that would do that to those people. So I think that's super cool. And, yeah, it gives you the chance to grow with Minthara and, you know, I missed, what's the bear dude?
Oh, Halcyon.
I left the Grove. No, not the Grove. The
because he's in the prison, isn't he, in the Goblin camp?
Yeah, so I got him then, and then when you go to like the Dark Shadowland place, wherever it was, I like left that to go into Act 3, and he was like, "Oh, I've got stuff to do, so I'm staying behind here."
Yeah, that happened to me on my first one as well.
Dude,
yeah.
I thought you were gonna be the boy. I thought you were gonna come with, but he just stayed behind.
Yeah,
but maybe I fucked up and didn't do something.
Yeah, there's like particular like actions that you take that make him like decide what he does at that point, and I don't know what it is because on my first one I had no idea because I was the first playthrough. You literally have no idea what the consequences are to anything, and I was like, okay, you stay chilling here, that's fine. But second time I didn't have Halcyon at all because again, like he wouldn't like follow me. So I'm actually yet to do a playthrough where Halcyon gets to Act 3. So or even like mildly through Act 2 really. But so again, it gives you an incentive to. This is what I loved about Larian being brave, about not being afraid to just like cut a character like we were saying about Karlach and Will. Just like, no, you don't fucking deserve it. Like that. No, you have to come play this game again if you want to see how that goes. And I like the fact that they weren't afraid to do that in their game, because I feel like there's so much hand holding in video games these days, which is fine. I do love a quest marker, I will be honest, but at the same time it's like I was like, oh that's savage, but in a way that made me excited. It felt like it just actually had consequence, and I'm sure you probably agree as well.
Yeah, the thing that I loved about Baldur's Gate as a whole is obviously when it came out, everyone was raging about it. I got it on day one of like official release, so I didn't do like the early access stuff. Everyone's talking about it. So once me and my friends finished it, we all spoke about the game together, and we all had such different experiences with it. Yeah. And it blows my mind how all these tiny things that you do differently just make your game entirely different to someone else's. And I feel like a lot of developers think that they're doing that, but then they kind of pigeonhole you into the one ending. Yeah. But with Baldur's Gate, it's anything can happen. And it's it's like refreshing to be able to play a game like that where your choices actually matter. And it's not just the illusion of choice kind of thing. So
100%. And it actually like they proved that you can have like a multi-complex storyline in a AAA game that has incredible graphics, incredible storytelling, incredible voice acting, everything. Like it's the whole package. And Larian just went, here you go everybody, here you go world, and no microtransactions, no DLCs, you just get the game. That's it. And it's like, this is what gamers actually want. I know, like, you know, there's a place for, like, you know, shooter games and all that kind of stuff, and, like, Fortnite and whatever. But for this genre of, like, game, which will bring me on to my hatred for the new Assassin's Creed style. Because, but you know what I mean? Like, they proved it's like, no, you can make a good game. And these AAA studios, like EA, Ubisoft, Activision, they have no excuse. If Larian can do it, they can do it. Yeah, so
this is why I support CD Projekt Red so much with The Witcher, because they prove that a small team can make, you know, what is still regarded as one of the best RPGs, like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. People still put it in their number one. And, you know, every year we get a new Call of Duty. Every year we get a new FIFA. Who like,
cares?
no one, I mean, I definitely do not fucking care. But
No.
the fact that they're willing to charge £70, it's essentially a subscription fee to keep playing Call of Duty. £70 a year.
Yeah.
No single player campaign. And if you do get one, it's 3 hours long. 6 missions. Cool. But instead, you get the multiplayer. So you've already paid the £70 for the game. And then they're like, oh, cool. I heard you like skins. Here's our currency.
Here's pink guns.
Yeah. So you think you can earn them in game? No. Where is your wallet? Where's your credit card? You buy these with real money. Do they carry over to the next game? Fuck no. You got to buy some more ones next game. Like,
And what
I
I find
can't
is
be bothered
that-
anymore.
Yeah, and like that like setup exists for a reason, and it does. But what I don't like is that it's bleeding into the single player experience stuff.
Yep.
And like EA, I'm a long time Sims player since I was like 10 years old.
Come on.
Sims 2 is still the best Sims game. But it's, you know, it's got to the point where like I'm like, why do I have to log into EA to play Sims 4?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I play this offline? I don't understand. Like, I have to log in on EA on, like, sometimes on tour I might just have my laptop and I'll just bang Sims for a bit, whatever. And it's like, oh no, I have to log in. So I have to go on my, like, hotspot to log in, to then just, like, I don't understand. And it's not an online service. But it's because they want to shove microtransactions into the single player game and go, buy this DLC, buy this kit, buy this, that. And all games have started, like Assassin's Creed now, like the new like RPG style ones or whatever, kind of style stuff. They've started putting in like XP boosts into single player games. I'm like, why does it, what who's this benefiting? Oh, what, you can max scale the game quicker, what end? Like, that doesn't, oh well, you can go to the fort and kill those people earlier in the game, but that just play the game. Like, why are we skipping? Like, it's almost like this, oh, well, if you do this, you can do this quicker. And it's like, why would I want to do that? Surely I want to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And it's that battle pass kind of mentality coming into the single player experience that I think has ruined a lot of, and I'm a big Assassin's Creed from like 1 to pretty much Revelations is kind of like where they're like my bookmarks. I do like Black Flag. I thought Black Flag was really good, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah, man.
That kind of sits on the outside inside. It's kind of like whatever. But it's Assassin's Creed 3. I was a little bit, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that one as well.
I just replayed 3, and when I was younger, like when it first came out, I was like, oh my god, 3 is my favorite game. And then I replayed it without doing like the bloat, like without doing the collecting, side quests, whatever. I just done the story. I was like, dude, that was like a 6-hour game. That was really fucking short. And it almost feels like some games are best left in the memory rather than replaying them. I still had a good time, but like going from Ezio to Connor and then going from Connor to Edward, I was like, this is the weird middle child that it's almost like they were trying shit for Black Flag with like the ships and stuff. And then they integrated it fully into Black Flag, and obviously that game is beloved, and it's the best pirate game.
Character. I kind of saw what they were going for with Connor. I think I kind of understand what they were trying to do, but I just feel like the setting was not good. Let's be honest. No one cares about the Americans. No one cares about your Revolutionary War apart from you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a boring setting. It's just woods and homesteads. It's there's no, like, you know, you think back to like Italy, you know, Renaissance Italy, and like, you know, the Middle East, and like, you know, Damascus, and all these like culturally relevant places that you've been to in like the first couple of games, and then just like, oh yeah, here's some like wooden houses in the middle of like, you know, nowhere in Boston. And it's like, I felt like the game was just so American, you know, American centric kind of like mentality. But then I think they did Syndicate to kind of be like, look guys. And I was like, no, I still don't care about this.
Yeah.
It was
What did you think of, so you're not a fan of the newer Assassin's Creed types?
Origins, yes. But
okay, I liked Origins.
Yeah, no. Odyssey, Cassandra, who voice acted that? I can't. The voice acting was terrible. The animations were terrible. The story was okay, but
You're still on.
It's one of those things where, like, I loved the story of, like, Desmond and the Isu and all the first Civilization stuff, and it was really cool because it felt like it was interesting and, like, otherworldly, but it still felt grounded in realism. So it felt like, I mean, even the first game, it was like they were playing on the 2012 Doomsday Prophecy thing, and I was like, oh my god, this is blowing my mind. And it's like, and then, you know, all this build up happened, and then Desmond died, and obviously that's a whole
spoilers.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I think I'm talking about,
it was like 20 years ago nearly.
Spoilers. Yeah, to be fair, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I get why they did that, because they had to have an ending to it, but what they did afterwards made no sense to me. Was, so, lore person here, there was a bit with Subject 16 in the Animus where he was speaking to Desmond in the computer, and I remember this to the day I die, because I thought, that's it. That's the thing they're going to go with. And then they just did it in the comics, right? So they went to Desmond. It's like, you have a son, your son. And then, like, there's this whole thing. And then there's, like, find Eve in Eden. There was all these, like, cryptic messages. And I was like, and I felt like, in my opinion, that they were intending for this thing to, like, be the thing, right? Because Desmond actually does have a son, and Desmond's son is a sage. Which, for those who don't know, in the Assassin's Creed universe, is the reincarnation of Aita. Right. We're really going into it now. Who is the husband of Juno, who is the big bad in, like, the first part of the games. So, and sages are, like, kind of have this, like, really specific DNA, and they're, like, they have, like, memories of being, like, first Civ and stuff. So there was this cool thing about, like, Desmond being this prophesized person who then actually had a son who was this kind of, like, reincarnation of the first Civ, and it was like, and they just killed it off, and they did it in the comic books. And Juno as well just disappeared after Syndicate, because in Syndicate she was, like, in the computers, and, like, it was kind of a bit rubbish, but at least they were still doing this thing about, they were trying to use the Shroud of Eden to reincarnate Juno into a body via this Phoenix project. And I was like, oh my god, she's in the Nexus, and they're going to implant her body, like, her, like, you know, consciousness into this body and reincarnate her using the Shroud of Eden. This is cool. Like, this is going gets cut dead. So that's the second cool storyline they cut dead. Killed her off in the comics. She got killed.
Off screen.
No one knows that. Yeah, off screen.
Dead.
The big bad of the first, like, half of the series just gets killed off screen, and no one even questions it. And I think that, and then obviously we're now at the point where, like, they've kind of just abandoned the modern storyline altogether, which I understand why they've done it, because they've just lost track of what it was supposed to be. Yeah. And it's so frustrating, but at the same time I understand some people didn't like the modern day stuff. Dude,
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was
so
great.
interesting to me that, like,
it gave everything purpose.
Yeah, the Assassins and the Templars in our time. And, like, man, I lost my shit at the end of Assassin's Creed 2, where Desmond puts on the fucking hidden blades, and I was like, and then you get to do that cool bit, like, in the warehouse and shit. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, and the bit, I remember when, in Revelations, when Ezio goes into, like, the Masyaf Tower and, like, comes across Altoia's, like, body, and I'm like, it's like the crossover of the century. And then then there's that bit, and it's one of the most powerful bits of the game for me. And also Ezio's voice actor and the capture, everything was incredible. Was like that bit where, like, it's not Juno, it's the other, oh my god, I've forgotten the name. Not Athena, one of the other first Civ people is, like, talking through Ezio, like, to Desmond. And again, I was like, he was just, and then, like, there's that bit at the end of the game where, like, Ezio's, like, talking out loud, aware that somebody is watching his life, because, like, it's like a fourth wall break moment where, like, Ezio's like, I know that you're watching me, and I don't know who you are, but, like, I'm glad that I've been able to fulfill this purpose or whatever. And I was like, the goosebump, like even now I'm like, what a cool moment. Like, and it felt very like Ezio then realized his purpose, like in life was like, it wasn't just his life, it was like the greater purpose. And I was like, there's so much depth and character development and just like so much. And the new stuff is just like, you know, you've got like minotaurs just existing in normal ancient Greece. And Medusa is just like a normal thing that exists. You know, there's no even like, they're not even trying to like hide it in like the Isu stuff. They're just like, oh yeah, this thing, this like magical beast in the desert, this giant Anubis just exists. And you're like, you could have done something with that, but you know, they didn't. And I know in Valhalla, I kind of half played Valhalla, but I know they've tried to bring a bit of it back because Desmond is semi back. Because they've kind of got they've gone with like the Tree of Life thing and like the like Viking mythology stuff. And I think they're basically saying that his consciousness was uploaded to the Animus and it's in the grey, which is like the kind of Nexus cloud space, I guess.
Right.
And that he has kind of been this guide to Layla, who's the new modern day protagonist, who is terrible.
Yeah, no, I didn't. So I finished. I don't know what the fuck I just did with my hands there. I finished Valhalla, and it ended with the assumption that you're going to buy the next DLC. So it just kind of ends, and you're like, "But there's more, but you got to pay for it." And I remember it switching characters to, is it Balsim?
Yeah, because he's the one in Mirage, isn't it?
Yeah. So it switched characters to him, and I was like, okay, cool, where's this going to go? And then it's like, you've completed Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Go and explore the world and waste your time collecting the... Yeah, right? So it kind of threw me off because I really enjoyed... I almost feel like they should have done... You know, the modern day parts in Valhalla weren't as much. Yeah, and I would have almost preferred if they just did a Viking game. And like, because they were good at that, like I enjoyed Valhalla as a game, but as an Assassin's Creed game it was not like cool, you can put the hood up and do the stealth things, but like you can do that in every game.
It's the locations I think that let it down. And similar to Assassin's Creed 3, like the stealth aspect of it just disappeared because you couldn't stealth. You're in an expansive space, there's no
hide
incentive
in a tree.
And a bush, you're like you know, there's no like risk. And it's like there's no like risk. There's no reason for you to stealth it. I don't. Even when I played it, I was like, why would I do that? Like, why would I do that? I'm just going to brute force my way in because that's the easiest way and the quickest way and the most efficient way to do this. There's, you know, and even when that was an option in the older games, they made it so like, oh, if you did it stealthily, you might get an extra thing or you might complete like an achievement or something. It's more like they're trying to be like, you can do it that way, that's totally fine, but like, it's Assassin's Creed, mate, come on, like do it this way. I don't like forced stealth sections. Like I like the option to play how I would like to play, and I understand when it's like, don't raise the alarm, that's fine, I'll kill the guy before he gets to the alarm, but it's like when you get spotted, they're like, you got spotted, game over, try again. Like, dude, I'll get him. I've got one, like he's got throwing axes in Assassin's Creed 3. Fucking, you know, like that I must admit, I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree with those missions, like as soon as you're seen, but you're like, well, what do you mean? He hasn't told anyone yet, so can I just kill him? Yeah. Like, I
got 5 seconds till he reaches it.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree, like that kind of stuff did suck. But then once you did it, you're kind of like, you'd forget about it. Do you know what I mean? Once you completed it, you were like, oh, don't care. But yeah, I just feel like Assassin's Creed is just, because they're doing this new project, and I am curious about it. It's called Assassin's Creed Hexe. I don't know if or Hex or Hexo. Okay. And it's like a side kind of thing, and it's in the witch trials in like old Germania. Which is very interesting. I think for me, I think it's got a lot of potential, but then I've said that about a lot of the stuff in the past. But it's like a side thing, and I think it's being made by Montreal, which is the same team, or can't remember which one it is, but it's the team that made Black Flag, the good ones, right?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But it's being advertised as it's a shorter linear experience like the original games. Kind of, I think, what they were trying to do with Mirage, but again, they just missed the point completely again. But it's in a setting that I think is potentially, and it's meant to be a little bit more like horror-y and a bit creepy. Cool. And I was like, okay, I'm here for this, because it's the gimmicky stuff in like the new games that I think have really let it down. Like I said, that realism in the first, even though there was like supernaturally stuff in Aliens and first Civs and weird stuff going on, it still felt grounded. And they've
It was
kind
more
of lost
sci-fi
that.
though for me.
Yeah, sci-fi.
It had a reason to be in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
because of
and
the
whereas
modern
now
day
it's
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
what do you mean I go into the desert and Anubis, who's like 50 meters tall, just comes out of the ground? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And there's just, defeat it, and then you get this cool piece of armor, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that, but it doesn't fulfill any storyline purpose, and it just feels like filler. And what they're doing, that feels like, again, it's that whole thing of like that leaking into the linear player RPG experience is just like, I'll do this thing and you get this cool piece of armor, or like, oh, we're going to add in boss battles and we're going to add in this and we've got this new boss that you can defeat. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, you've got this new, like, it's not a live, this shouldn't be a live service game. This is a game that you do the story and you finish and then you replay it again. But they were trying to like add in these boss fights to get people to come back to the game to do this boss fight to get this special piece of armor. And I'm like, why are we bloating these games out? Like, it just serves no purpose to me. I think it hurts me as an old school Assassin's Creed fan, because I know what it could be and what it should have been. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I was gutted when Desmond died. I thought that was such a... I understood he'd had like, what, 4 games, I think it is, like four or 5 games that he's
5
kind
games
of...
then,
Yeah, like important over. And his death made sense. It was like he sacrificed himself. The only thing that did slightly annoy me is it kind of didn't really matter when he died. It was just kind of like, oh, Juno's out now anyway. But that was kind of part of it, and he had to make a choice.
Yeah, why did he die again? I only played it recently.
He had to touch the eye because but it was that thing of Juno had corrupted the eye, and so if he touched it, the Earth gets saved from the solar flare, so all the humans survive, but Juno gets set free. So that was the choice that he had to make. And his decision was, when he looked at everybody, he was like, I'm going to save people, but you are going to have to fucking sort Juno out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this because this is the best thing to do. So he did that, and it made sense. I was like, yeah, like he's sacrificing himself to save humanity, and Juno can be dealt with, right? And then so Desmond effectively died for nothing. I know Juno got killed like in the comics or whatever, but I was like, she never had her moment of I'm back, like the Voldemort moment where like
big stakes.
It felt like again they were doing this project, and there was like these bodies in like I can't remember what game it was. I think it was Syndicate, because that was with the Shroud of Eden was like quite heavily used in that one. And it was there were like these bodies in like chambers, and they were like breeding them to like for Juno to go into, and Juno's like followers and stuff, or something along those lines. It's been a while since I've looked into that game stuff, but I was like, why? What? You literally had a big bad, and now there is no big bad. If you actually think about it, there's no greater stakes in the Assassin's Creed. Abstergo Industries are just kind of like the bad corporation, but there's no... They're like, oh yeah, but they're the Templars. And you're like, yeah, but what are they doing? And it's kind of like...
Yeah, but I always thought the Templars were almost like the henchmen for like the bigger bad. But you can't just have Abstergo and Templars, because we already know they're bad. There's no high stakes there. It's just like...
But this is it.
It's good versus evil, but on a street level, on a ground level.
Yeah.
There's no big thing.
And I think they lost that. But I don't understand why, because they had it. They had it, and they decided not to do. And I'd love to have a conversation with somebody to ask their genuine reasoning of like, why did you decide? Like I said, that's like, in Harry Potter, like Voldemort just like the whole first bit of the thing, and then just like not like having him like come back as a physical form. Like, and then just sort of be like, oh yeah, he died down the street. Oh, carry on, guys. Like,
he died in the free comic that came out 30 years ago or something like.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I didn't even know the comic like at the time. Like obviously, as time's gone on, I found out about it. But I was like, I didn't know about this comic. I didn't, because this is before like social media and like was a big thing, and companies were like promoting and stuff. This is what, like 2000 and like
2007
potentially, maybe that was the first. I think it was the first game, wasn't it? But it was like, you know, it was a different space and stuff wasn't publicised. I also don't think they publicised it at all anyway. I think that they kind of tried to bury it. I think they tried to bury that whole plot line because I think that they had, because, you know, any business, any company has a 10-year plan, right? Especially a big corporation like Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And they basically decided at that point when that was happening, we are taking a whole pivot on this whole series. It's going to be all about, we have no modern day. It's going to be all about the history stuff because that's what most people like. And it is. Most people don't care about the modern day. They just skip, just so they can get to the assassins-y bit, which is fine. I actually think that they could have made an option to make the modern day stuff optional. I actually think that they probably could have implemented that quite easily so that both people could have had, like at the beginning of the game, it's like, do you want to run the narrative storyline in it? And it's like, yes or no.
Because it never really affects the the past, does it? Because it's always the present day that are like, so then Ezio's done this thing, so that means that this is going to happen. Like, if you don't want to do it, cool. I mean, I would probably have done the same thing and been like, I want to be a Viking for 40 hours. Yeah. And I'll do that.
That's it. I think in the modern games, I think that they are adding more skip options in it. But again, it's so minimal. I mean, when I played Odyssey and Origins, to be honest, like it was like, I was almost like this, even though I hated Layla, I was still like, really? I was like, you know, that there was like 3 or 4 like sections in the whole game where like you came out of the Animus. And also, anybody now can use the genetic memories of anybody. You don't have to have people's, because the reason Desmond was kidnapped was because they needed him for his DNA to access Ezio and Altair.
Oh yeah, they go into that in Black Flag, don't they? Because they're like accessing ancestors of Desmond, right?
Yeah. But it's now it's like Layla's like basically gone, oh yeah, I've like hacked the Animus so I can like use anyone's, and that's why she's in this cave, because she's found like, is it Bayek and Aya's like tomb, which is bullshit because Aya was buried in Montenegro in Italy, continuity all over the place, and they
need you working on the game. At least on the writing and story.
I told you, I'm like so invested. Like, how do I have time for this? It's insane.
Look, as musicians, we have a lot of time because all you do is wait.
Yes, that is
that's
true.
It. There is so much downtime, so it's understandable.
I feel myself getting so riled up. I'm just like, no, like but I think it's just, like I said, I think for me it's missed opportunity, and it's disappointing, and it's disappointing to see the business practices that they are also doing on top of it. Very exploitative, just microtransactions, and then, you know, stuff like the way the games behave. Like, I only played half of Valhalla because I thought it was unplayable. Like, and I played it recently, so it's got all the patches and stuff on it. And I was like, I actually just can't play this. This is so janky. Like, it's so the facial animations are janky. Like, the way everything moves, like the way you move around in the world, like it felt so unnatural. Origins and Odyssey actually, for me, felt quite good to play. Like, I liked the combat. I liked the like new system they set up, if you know what I mean. Like, I liked the combat system.
The shields and
I didn't have a problem with that at all. Compared to the old games, I actually preferred it. I was like, if I could just take that and put it in the old games, kind of like The Witcher, basically.
Yeah.
Just like put a really good combat system in a good storyline game. Like, that's all I want.
They're remaking number 1, aren't they?
They are.
Witcher.
They are. God, do you know what? Did you play the are you an Elder Scrolls fan at all? Yeah, because did you play the Oblivion remaster?
Yeah.
Because I got about like 10 hours in, and I was like, it's not the same.
Yep.
Like,
same.
It didn't feel the same. I was like, it looked great, and I actually think the work that they put into it was incredible, and I commend them because they made a lot of it from scratch and they rebuilt stuff.
Oh,
and blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
But like, it just, in terms of the nostalgia, I was like, I think it's a bit too old. It just didn't feel right. Sadly,
I almost prefer, because I recently, before that was released, I replayed Oblivion, like the normal build on my PC, and was like, it felt good because I knew that I was playing an old game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when a game looks that good but still plays like an old fucking PC 360 game, my brain is just like, this is not as good as I think it is. And I don't know whether nostalgia fuels a lot of things for us, I think, anyway. But, you know, after going, from a game like The Witcher, which still holds up, and then going into Oblivion, it does show its age a bit. But at the same time, I don't mind replaying Skyrim. And that was it wasn't that long after Oblivion.
4 years later. I think Skyrim was 2011 and Oblivion was 2006?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. Go on, have a little look. Get it right. But I agree. Like I've played. I think Skyrim is probably my most replayed game apart from Assassin's Creed 2. Like for me, it's like a game that I always just every now and again I go, I haven't played Skyrim for a while. 06, yeah, okay. 06, yeah. But I was like, I haven't played Skyrim for a while, and even vanilla Skyrim still plays great. Like you can still play vanilla Skyrim and be happy with it. I've obviously added mods and stuff now because it's like, you know, you can add in new quests and refresh it and blah blah blah. And like I really like the snow elves as like a race, so I've got like a mod that adds them in as a playable race, which I think is really cool. I know canonically nightmare canonically, but I don't care. It's my game.
So like that's exactly how you need to play. Like, dude, even talking about it now makes me want to go back and play Skyrim, because there are a certain amount of games for me that, you know, really suck you into the immersion. And I think playing Skyrim with headphones on and just being lost in the world with the soundtrack going on, dude, there are few experiences that come close to playing that. And people will probably say, oh, it's nostalgia, it's all this and stuff. But I genuinely do think it is just a good game design that doesn't stray too far from what it's good at.
Yeah, and it's regarded as one of the, and it was then and it still is now regarded as one of the best games of all time. And it's, you know, there are criticisms to be had about it. Of course there are, but that's every game. And but at the same time, it's like, why is there still, you know, if you go on Steam now, you can look at how many people are playing it. There's still like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people playing this game. And you're like, that's not like a coincidence. That's like, there's something in this. And why do people keep making mods for it? Why do people keep trying to like keep it alive? It's like, because there's something about it that's so magical that like, I don't even think Oblivion has. I think Oblivion has its massive strong points. I think the storyline of Oblivion and a lot of the like the Dark Brotherhood stuff, like all of that was far better in Oblivion. But I think that Skyrim just has this overarching magic, and I do feel like you said, like the soundtrack, the visuals, like it just, and I think the jump also visually from Oblivion to Skyrim was huge at the time. Yeah. Like I was like, like, you know, the orcs actually didn't look like Shrek anymore.
Yeah. Oh, there are shadows now, and like light comes through the trees and stuff. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? But it was like it's and it still is. I still think it looks like I said, vanilla Skyrim. It still looks good, and there's a reason why they have not released Elder Scrolls 6 yet, and it's because they are shitting themselves. They are shitting themselves because they know, and because, you know, Bethesda, Todd Howard, they did Fallout 76 and that went terribly, and they've done Starfield and that's not been good. Yeah. I literally played it for like an hour and I was like, no, I'm okay. And I literally put it down. I haven't played it since. And they know they're in trouble, and they've hired a couple of new people. I saw the other day on some gaming news, somebody that wrote the storyline for like a famous game that was like really well received. I can't remember what it was called. So I'm like, they're clearly... But the fact that they're hiring story writers means that it's still really early in development. And I'm like... I'm going to be like 40 by the time it fucking comes out.
Man,
don't like this.
I know the gaming industry is a business and I accept it. But I also fucking hate... Like, don't tell me a game is coming. Tell me a game is done. Say, here is Elder Scrolls 6. It will be available to purchase in 6 months to a year. The game is finished. You can buy it when it's ready. No bugs. Like, but don't like fucking bring him back to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk released a teaser trailer and then didn't speak about it for 6 years.
Well,
the fucking point. What is the point?
I was about to ask you, how many years do you think it's been since that Elder Scrolls 6 teaser trailer?
Ah, dude.
Because I know the answer because I couldn't believe it the other day.
Go on.
7 years. It's been 7 years since they dropped the Elder Scrolls 6 over the... Which suggested that they were quite far into the concept, because I was like... and obviously there was loads of like predictions about where it is and blah, 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 based on like the video and stuff. So I was like... So everybody started to be like, oh, okay, probably in 2 to 3 years we'll probably get a game.
Yeah.
But I think that they were intending to. I just think that like I said, I think it comes back to... This is going to fucking destroy us. Like, I genuinely think... I know they've been acquired by Microsoft and it's a little bit different now, but I do genuinely think Todd Howard is done. If he gets this wrong, he is gone.
Yeah,
like, he's got
it's
one...
like looking at... It's
he's
like looking at
holding
BioWare.
on to that.
Yeah, for sure. It's a dangerous game to play, especially now that the internet is so... Like, the internet is the be-all and end-all. If you're not doing well on the internet, you're fucked. Like, if your game's getting rinsed online, you're done. Like, BioWare created...
Stop releasing an early access.
That's what I mean.
Stop early access.
Man, I don't need to be a beta tester for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
You can hire people. You can pay people. People that aren't in the games industry, pay them to be beta testers if you want. Let them get a foot in to the industry, because these kids, man, these kids know way more about what they want and how a good story works. Like, we're being aged out.
Yeah, there was that whole Sky Oblivion mod before this Oblivion thing came out. Like, the Sky Oblivion mod. These were just people, like, especially like students working in like that kind of like industry, like making these things. I'm going, these are the kind of people that, like you said, like would love to get the opportunity to like test games and like under confidentiality, and so that it doesn't go public, because it's like, well, Cyberpunk, perfect example of apparently great now, apparently it's amazing, great, but it was destroyed. The reputation was ruined on day one, and you're going, why can they not see that?
So from what I mean, like you with Assassin's Creed, I spend most of my waking day watching videos on Cyberpunk. It's my favorite game of all time. And from all of the things that I've seen and stuff, like, it was brought out far too early anyway. They overpromised, underperformed kind of thing. The game was fucked. It played really well on PC, which is where I'm kind of grateful. That was my first experience with it. But yeah, it wasn't until...
PlayStation was a nightmare.
It was done. So it wasn't until Phantom Liberty came out, which was 2 years ago, that people went, oh, is this game fixed again? Is it fixed yet? Is it playable yet? And then, you get this 10 out of 10 DLC, which I was absolutely fine with paying for, because it was something that was added after. It wasn't meant to be in the original game. It was just, this is a
I don't have a problem with DLCs, providing that they are like genuine just extensions and they're not necessary.
Yeah. I think as much as the game now is in a great spot and it is incredible, it still holds that taint from 2020. People are still like, nah, I'm not playing that because of how bad
I haven't played it. So, I genuinely haven't touched it. And it's interesting because I think that I would really like it, but I think it's just subconsciously I'm sort of like, why would I waste my time? Because it is, it's like, I'm like, it gets tainted by that. And it was everywhere. And I remember like people were uploading videos of like stuff flying around the screens.
Dude, it was
bad. It was bad. But then again, it wasn't the only game. There was like Assassin's Creed Syndicate was like that on launch. It was a nightmare. Carts were flying, like horses were doing this in the sky. And it was, I think the only reason it got saved was because it was funny. But like at the same time, you're sort of like, Cyberpunk wasn't the only game, but for some reason, I think because like you said, they were over-promising about this incredible new world, incredible new game and this new stuff. Because at the time, like that was kind of the only game that of that type that was really about. So like,
I think it still is. But they also followed The Witcher 3, which had two... It was a 10 out of 10 story anyway. DLCs were 10 out of 10. I would say Toussaint is maybe even an 11 out of 10 for that Blood and Wine DLC. It's fucking incredible. Yeah. To follow that with a game that's doing terribly, and now everyone's like, fuck CD Projekt Red. And it's almost like, for me, it was like...
This is why Bethesda are like...
Yeah.
They're like shaking.
That's what I mean. I'm like, now I'm still trying to be in the corner. Like, no, they can do it. I promise you. Like, The Witcher was good. You just got to give them time. And it's like,
And that's fine. I don't mind giving time. But when you think about like just like Bethesda as well, you think like Skyrim came out in 2011, and I know that they've had a couple of games in between here and there, like Starfield, whatever. But it's just like guys, please. It's been how many years is that? 14 years. Is that 14 years?
We're 3 months away from 2026.
Yeah,
it's getting ridiculous. Like what?
Yeah, there's a difference between, you think like, how did they make Skyrim in the 4 years? I mean, I know they were probably developing it like while Oblivion was being released, but you're thinking, how was there like a 5-year gap between that, and you made this incredible game that still has longevity, and yet it's been like nearly 15 years, and you're still not able to do it? What's the problem? What's different? Yeah. What's different from that? And the interesting thing is they've still got a lot of the same team, because I watched a video of the Oblivion remaster. They did when they announced it, they had like interviewed a lot of the people, and a lot of the people that worked on Oblivion and Skyrim are still there at Bethesda Softworks. So I'm like, so what's the problem? It's going to be it's shareholders and people at the top, because I actually fundamentally believe that like those people are good at their jobs, right? And most of the time with games, the people making the game care so much about what they're making. But it's the people at the top that are going, we need this game out for Christmas because we need to get sales. Yeah. And the people are going, it's half finished. We're gonna have to cut storylines. We're gonna have to cut characters. We're gonna have to basically drain it of what we were trying to make it. And they're like, don't care, mate. It needs to be out by Christmas because we need to make the shareholders happy.
And they'll say £30 early access. That's your cover.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's only an early access.
But why am I paying like full price? Like, I get if I was like 7 Days to Die is a game I've been playing for years. Like, it was like £7 because they're like, it's a game in development. You get to keep it when it's out if you buy a £7. Like, you get to keep it forever. And I'm like, do you know what? Fine, it's buggy as shit. It's still buggy as shit. How many years? 10 years later. But like, again, it's like, it's still like super cheap. It's like you're not paying £60 to be a beta tester. It's absolutely insane. And what happens with a lot of these bigger games, they'll like open it up and then they'll like slap, they'll go, this is the real game. Oh yeah, you have to pay us extra money now.
Yeah.
And you're like,
didn't Larian do they done the early access for Baldur's Gate 3, which was essentially the first act, but not as, in depth as it is now. But I'm pretty sure that they...
I don't know, because I can't remember what... How long ago was that? It wasn't that long.
That was a good few years ago. But I think they stayed true to the price. So it was like if you paid, for instance, £30 for Baldur's Gate 3 early access, they're like, I'm so sure that they stuck to it and was like, if you've done this, then the full game is yours. You've paid for the early access. You don't have to pay any more. It's yours. Enjoy. And if I'm wrong, that would suck. But I'm so sure. And I'm going to get comments and they're going to be like, you're fucking wrong. Yeah.
No, I don't mind that. And it's like, if it's a reduced price and if it's like being open and honest, like I'm pretty sure Subnautica was a very similar situation. But like when it is, it's like anything that goes above, in my opinion, for a beta test, like 20 quid, I think you're just like, nah. Like especially when some of these games are so damn broken. And like you said, with PC, they tend to work a lot easier. But well, to be honest, I don't know why consoles even have open beta things. I think that's insane. I get PC because that's always kind of been a thing. But like, it's just it's all just become so like. It just feels like there's no love in it anymore, which is a shame for the people that do love it and do want to make good games. And again, full circle, Larian literally proved that you can do it.
Yep.
So...
and they were honest. They were honest about early access. And this is why Bethesda is so scared. Because also, this is on the same thing. I've just come off of a tangent and just remembered this.
Sorry.
You're all good. There is no time limit for this. Fuck it. Games, people expect games to be so realistic now. They expect realism from their games, and I think that's what's throwing developers off, because people have played Red Dead 2 and they're like, whoa, all this stuff happens, and you can see him sweat and you see him age and his hair grows.
Yeah.
And then people are like, I don't play Fortnite, but I appreciate the style of Fortnite because it has a style. And it looks like a video game. But when stuff is becoming far too realistic. Like programming that compared to programming something like Fortnite, it's gonna take fucking ages because you're doing every strand of hair. You're doing all this kind of crazy stuff to make it look good.
It makes it incompatible with a lot of people's, like, you know, it makes it unplayable for a lot of people. And this is where, like, The Sims 4, I don't defend it ever, but they've made it so that it can be played on, like, normie laptops. Like, you can play it. They've made it more of a closed world so that it's basically just... That's why it's so popular, because you can basically play it on anything. You can play it on an iPad. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so small and functional. So... And it's stylized. I actually like the visual style of The Sims 4. I like the cartoony kind of thing because they've kind of leaned into it. And again, one of my favourite games of all time, Stardew Valley, literally two-dimensional, made by one guy, Concerned Ape, my God. And you're just like, it's just... Yeah, you don't need to have this hyper-realistic thing to have a good game. I'm pretty sure Stardew Valley is still like one of the most popular games on Steam of all time. And it's like one dude selling a game for like 12 quid and people love it because he's
I bought it for
free
Switch.
Updates and
that's what it is. So I bought it for Switch. I haven't played it yet. Charlie, our bassist, plays it all the time on tour.
So good.
I mean, another game like that, it's the most obvious one, but for me, I only played it this year. I'm so fucking late. Is Undertale. It looks like shit.
What is that?
Have you not played? Right. So Undertale
I've never heard of it.
That's very cool. The fact that you haven't heard of it, because I had heard of it and I was like, I'm going to play this game. Everyone says it's 10 out of 10, and then I downloaded it, booted the game up, and was like, this looks like shit. Like it's like a really bad looking game, and 2D sprites, like everything like that. Like it's made by like one dude and someone else done like some of the other characters and stuff. The story in it is incredible. You have to, I think there's like 3 endings, and I did my first run and was like, there's no way that's the ending. And then I went back, replayed the whole game again. You can do it in like 5 hours, and got the true ending. And I was like, I kind of sat there and was like, that was the best like 8 quid I've ever spent. And how am I so late onto it? And the graphics are literally, there's like, 6 colors in the game, 7 colors, 8 colors.
Wait, I think I do know this game.
You'll know the music, you'll know the characters, you'll know everything about it prior to you even playing it, because they are just so ingrained in like TikTok. All the music's on TikTok, like all the characters. Sans, the little skeleton guy, he was in Smash Bros. It's a whole thing. But if you get yourself 5-6 hours, play it, and it will
I've got a Switch.
do something.
Is it on Switch? It's on
PC. It's on everything. Switch. Yeah, I bought it on Switch.
There you go.
It's very good. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what we were talking about.
No. I love a tangent. I'm the tangent queen. I live for tangents. But like I just love. I mean, Stardew Valley. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got it on Switch because I used to play it on tour a lot. And I've played it. I've done so many playthroughs of it. And I've got it on PC, and I've got like a mod that's like, it's like Stardew Valley expanded. So it's like added loads of extra stuff, loads of new characters and blah, blah, blah. But
did you do the Baldur's Gate
wholesome. One? What, the mods?
Yeah.
I have
for Stardew Valley, like adding Asterion as like a character.
No, I have seen that. I haven't got it yet because I think it conflicts with my it conflicts with the expanded one. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to just do another playthrough at some point with that. But I have seen that. I thought you were on about the Baldur's Gate one of like Withers, like.
Oh,
have you seen that?
Oh shit! No, I haven't. But that sounds awful.
My God. It's so funny. The top mod on Baldur's Gate is I can't remember what it's like. It's like got a funny word. It's like basically it's Withers with massive tits. That's it. There's nothing else, and he's just like all these massive bazungas, and you're like, what is going on? But it's so fun. It's like well endowed like Withers or something.
Oh
but it's just so, and it's so fun. I mean, there is actually some quite good mods for Baldur's Gate. I haven't delved into that yet. I think because I actually haven't felt like it's needed it. I'm just sort of like, like I think it's great. I mean, most of them are more like outfit and clothing mods and things like that. I don't think there's actually much gameplay with this one. It's so funny, and it's, do you know what? It's like, it's so simple, but it's so good,
so effective.
So effective. Because how often do you actually talk to Withers as well? Like maybe a handful of times.
Every now and then.
And then you just walk around your camp and he's just there like. It's just so pointless. I love it. Just
it's
no
so
impact on the game. You should just make that the thumbnail of this, just like withers with massive just gets instantly taken down. Nothing on social media. This is like not allowed.
Oh, it's fine. I don't make any money anyway. I can do what I want.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. But it's good to like talk about like games and stuff because like I have so much like I mean I've obviously got all my, like mates and stuff that I game with. Funnily enough, like the boys I game with are from my original band from when I was at school and stuff. And
oh, hell yeah.
we all play games together and stuff. And some of the boys in my band like play games off and on, but we're all again adulting, busy lives, you know, doing band stuff, whatever. Adam and John have both got Steam Decks actually, and they do play them in the van. I can't get on with them. My hands are too small, like legitimately.
Weighty, man.
And they're huge. And I'm like, I can't. Like, I genuinely, I can't even play a normal guitar. I have to play a 3/4 size guitar because my hands literally won't fit. So Steam Deck is a no for me. The Switch is fine. The Switch is fine because it's child size. But but to be fair, I think you can, because I would like a Steam Deck, because as you know, like touring and stuff, like how cool would it be to be like, wow, I can, like, I know not all games play on it, but even stuff like the fact that you can have your Steam library, like just with you, just to be able to play whatever you want, whenever you want, whatever. But you can get like wireless controllers and stuff, so you can kind of just use it as like a screen and do that. But they're quite expensive.
Like the Switch.
Yeah, exactly. But like, you know, Nintendo don't like to have anything other than Nintendo games, and also it's not very powerful. But you know. Yeah,
I find myself, man, just playing older games now. Like not retro games or anything, but I do find myself just. I find it very hard to leave a world after I've played it for so long. Yeah. So like leaving The Witcher was really hard. Leaving Cyberpunk is always hard. Just like, dude, I'm gonna talk about it.
I love it so much.
But like,
you're like that with. I'm like that with Assassin's Creed. I'm like, because what I do, and I don't know if you do this. Like, I love like video, like YouTube videos. Like, I will just put on like essay videos about like, you know, worlds and things. Yeah, like there's my favorite people. They're called Fudge Muppet on YouTube and Spotify.
Fudge Muppet. That is a great name.
I know. But they're like they do like Skyrim stuff, and it's just like, cool. But it's like really, and it's kind of like ASMR, like I guess, but it's just like super thing. And they do all these like really well edited videos, and they've got really soothing voices. And there's like hour-long videos about like each segment of like Skyrim, like each region. I
love that.
And they just like basically pull apart like different elements. And there's a bit of like, one of my favorite ones is like, I think it's either Fudge Muppet or there's another one. There's ESO and another one I like. I can't remember. Camelworks. They're all kind of like my main like Elder Scrolls ones, and there's one that I think it's like 2.5 hours long about the town of in Oblivion, where there's like that cult. I can't remember what the name of the town is. And it's like the Deep Ones. They like worship the Deep Ones, and they're basically trying to figure out like what the Deep Ones are, and like they go into the backstory, the lore, the game files. And it's like they go like everything like. And it's super cool, and I just love like the theories about where the Dunmer went, and like, you know, whether they're going to come back and blah blah blah. I love all that shit. I just have it on like in the background in the day. Same with Assassin's Creed, like I'll just put on like a deep dive into like things. And, so I just kind of absorb all this information.
Do you watch videos of people playing in the game? So I like to watch people watch. I like to watch videos of people playing Cyberpunk for the first time and seeing their reactions at like certain parts, parts that gave me goosebumps or certain parts that made me upset. I just want to see people's reactions. And I don't know, it seems like such a fucking weird thing to do because you just play the game yourself, surely. But
but you're seeing them enjoy the moment that you enjoyed, and it gives you the enjoyment again. Yeah.
What a strange thing.
Yeah. But
it's cool.
No, it is. It's like kind of, you know, like you get secondhand embarrassment. It's secondhand enjoyment. It's literally the same emotion, just positive.
Secondhand enjoyment.
About it. Yeah.
Coin that. TM it.
Yeah.
TM it?
Yeah.
Trademark it. TM it is the
tour manager it. I was like,
right.
Flashbacks to tour. Like,
have you checked Master Tour?
Yeah, have you checked Master Tour? It's like, no, I just wanted to know what time we were on stage tonight.
I hate that. I hate having to check Master Tour. If I ask you a question, dude, what time's sound check Master Tour?
Just tell me.
Just tell me, man. Like, my phone's on charge in the green room. Just tell me what time it is, please.
Yeah. See, this is why I love RTN, because he'll just tell me. I'm just like...
Yep, beautiful.
I go, you know, because sometimes I'm like getting ready or something. I'm like, hey, Callum, like, what time are we on stage? Like, basically being like, how long have I got to fucking hurry the fuck up with my makeup?
Yeah, of course.
I ain't got time to go looking through Master Tour, find the PDF and find all the, like, whatever. And he's just like, oh, yeah, you're on at, like, 9. I'm like... And then I carry on.
Thank you. That's it.
Yeah. I get the joke. I think it's more of, like, a joke one. I don't know if you follow that, like, Roadie Friday. Is it Roadie Friday thing on Instagram?
No.
And there's one called Roadie Friday and there's like something Monday. I can't remember what it is. Or no, it's called Roadie Monday. That's why I've made it up. Because obviously it's a joke on Roadie Friday. And it's just like full of like memes like that. Like just like tour memes and like crew memes and like things like that. It's super funny. Like there's one of like, you know that Limmy picture of like him waking up? I don't know if you know that. Yeah, and it's like that. And it's like, wake up, we're at the border. And it's like, stuff like that.
Or wake up, we've been pulled over.
Yeah, literally, it's like, wake up, the Germans are here. You're like, oh.
Yeah. They're asking you to unload the van. It's like 3 a.m. You're like,
to your carnet? And we're like, oh. And then they're like, what is a Sennheiser G4 unit? And you're like...
you struggle at the time. You're like, it's not a bomb. I promise you, it's not a weapon. It's not anything. It's a fucking wireless unit.
I just love it. Sorry for everybody who doesn't tour. This is the most boring conversation in the world. But like, I love it. Like when they open the van, right, and they just look at it, and they look at the carnet, and they sort of look at all the things on the carnet, and they look at it, and they're trying to find like a correlation between things, right? And all of our stuff's like in flight cases and stuff now. I'm sure you're pretty similar. Whatever.
Yeah, same.
And they sort of look and they go, MacBook. They're like, oh, I know what that is. And then John's like, oh, fucking hell, it's in the rig, or like, oh, it's right, like tucked in, or like it's just so. But it's so funny because that's always the one they pull out. Like it's always because I think they just see this list of random numbers and Sennheisers and Shores and all this kind of stuff. And what a time! What a time!
See, we just do it like Jack's often the best guy for that, because whenever we get pulled over, they're like, you know, can we see this kind of stuff? Can you like, you know, when you see the back, Jack will just go, you're welcome to unload it. And we'll just stand there. And then they're like, it is fine, go. Like, yes. I ain't fucking doing that. I spent half an hour doing it.
Yeah, do you know what? We've had pretty positive experiences, to be honest, in Germany with the police. Yeah. Like they've been pretty,
same.
Like I felt like Germany, they're so like they open the door and they go, a band? Yes, and they're like, I can tell, and we're like, and they're normally pretty chatty, and you hand your passports over. As soon as they know you got your carnet passports, they don't care. Like they're just chatting away with you. But I remember like once they were like, oh, so where are you going? Like, you on tour? And we're like, oh yeah, we're like going to this festival or whatever. And they were like, oh, so what kind of music you play? And you're like, oh god, here we go. Like you have to try and explain to, and they were like, and this guy was like, oh yes, I love Electric Callboy, and I was like, oh, that's really funny. Like we've just come off tour with them, so I literally got a picture like with like the police guy, and I think I texted like Nico, and I was like, yeah, we just met the police officers, and they pulled away, and they were like literally playing like we got the moves, and they were like, yeah, we love this band. And I was like, what is like?
It's great.
France could never. The French and the Belgian police. Oof. That's a whole other. They will make your life difficult, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I find this is getting into bad territory here. I just find it's fine. My mum-in-law is French.
No, go on, say it. I know you're going to say it because I'm going to agree.
Everyone's a miserable fucking jerk there. I couldn't even say the C word because this will get taken down. Everyone is so miserable. And I know I live in London. We're the most miserable bunch of fucks to exist, but. Man.
Oh man,
some of the French people I've had,
especially.
Yeah, dude.
I have spoken to 2 people today who have literally said, "Fucking touring in France is the worst thing ever." Like it is. For some reason, everything is an inconvenience. Like to them, and everything you ask, everything you do. If you're like, I remember we were unloading the van, like, and the trailer, and basically we asked the promoter, can you make sure there's a space outside? We've got a van and a trailer. It's quite big. Like, we need to unload, and it's like a street with like double parking on it because obviously it's Paris, right?
Yeah.
So it's like chaos. Okay. No, he didn't do it. So we turned up, and our TM was like, "Well, we're just going to stop in the street because like, what can we do? We literally can't do anything." So, and luckily it wasn't like a main road, but like as soon as we did that, just all these French people just descended from nowhere and started shouting at us. And then there was a guy in a car behind us, and he pulled up and he was beep, beep, beep. And we were like unloading the trailer, right? So he could see, he was literally sat in front of the trailer. And you think, right, you can see that there's something happening. So either you wait or you leave, right?
Yeah.
You reverse back. No, what did he do? Turned his engine off and went into his flat so that we couldn't reverse out of the area. And then he came back eventually, I think it was about an hour later, and then or something happened, and then we had to move the van or whatever. And then like there was this guy on a moped who literally went up the ramp of our like trailer, I'm pretty sure, and like round while like we were like, loading and unloading stuff. And I was like, get me out of here. Like this. And then there was some stuff for like the rider, like they kept trying to like short changes on rider stuff, and the whole thing was just, honestly, and the driving in Paris in itself. I mean, I obviously don't do it, but every time, like, our driver is like, oh, God, Paris. Like, and it's just a constant barrage of swear words and beeping, and it's just, but then you go, like, to Germany, and it's, like, so different. It's so different. The people are different. The environment's different. You know, they accommodate for, like, parking and roads, and, like, it's kind of like I feel like the UK has its moments, but, like, generally, it's pretty okay. Like, London, it's some venues, it does depend, but, like, you know, even at Underworld, like, you can pull up round the back and load it. Do you know what I mean? There is a loading bay. No, Paris, no, loading bays don't exist.
On the street.
Just on the street.
Yeah.
Or, like, in the middle of the road.
So, I feel like Germany does it so well because you know you're getting fed lunch and dinner. You know the promoter's going to be like, we haven't got you a hotel for the night, but you may stay in my house. And you're like, cool, man. Like, that's fucking sick. We don't need it, but
yeah.
And obviously German honesty is a thing.
Oh, yeah. It's like, yes, I'm not a murderer, don't worry.
Yeah. Or it's like, what was it? When I saw you last time, you was really good. Why have you now got fat? I'm like, oh, dude, I'm depressed, bro. Last time you were skinny. What happened? And you're like, oh, dude, cool.
I just start to realise that we all just have universal experiences. Like, nothing a band experiences in Germany is a unique experience. No. Honestly, it's so fucking fun. Or, like, the classic of, like, last time I saw you was so much better. Your voice, terrible today. Absolute sound was terrible. Sound engineer, fire him, terrible. I'm just like... but I just love it. I think it's so funny. Because actually... I actually respect them for just being like, like, I really like your band, and actually, no bullshit.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I love working with the Germans. Like, everything's just exactly how it is. And we need more of that. We need more of that just in the world in general. Yeah. In the world.
And
I like how they with their faces.
Yeah. I like how in Germany, like, a lot of it is funded by the governments to like keep the arts and like everything alive, and I think that's such a cool thing. Something that I'm not a politics guy, but our government don't do very well for the creative arts for us.
Yes, and we did leave a very big union that helped out a lot with that kind of stuff, but you know we didn't want that. No. And stuff like. What was I going to say? Well, I had a point there. Oh, and so that was it. Like the monopolization, like Germany, like Live Nation basically don't exist in Germany. I cannot tell you a show we've ever done in Germany that's been Live Nation because they're so anti. Yeah, they're so anti like that whole thing, which is why you get paid more, you get better benefits, you get you
get fed.
You get fed, you know, it's just, and they're, because there's this whole, it's very public at the moment, the Live Nation Ticketmaster and the moaning, like, I think it's like 60% of, like, events at arenas are, like, run, but I think it's more than that, I think it's like 70 or 80, I can't remember, I saw it the other day, I don't want to give a fake statistic, but majority percentage, whereas, like, Germany, it's like there's independent promoters everywhere. Like it's just Live Nation aren't involved in anything, and it's so different. It's just a very different experience, and and I think they're very stern on there. Like, no, like we're not just gonna have one company like run everything. We're gonna have a load of independent people, and it, in my opinion, works quite well for everybody, because it means that people are probably being paid better, in terms of promoters as well. I think they're probably earning, like, reps and things are probably being paid more money and stuff. I think it's just better for everybody.
Obviously we fucking live here. I love our fans in the UK, and I do like our own shows and stuff, but I think the UK fucking sucks for just music in general, how it's run and shit. But then going over to Europe is such a breath of fresh air once you get past France.
Hold your breath through France.
But it's such a breath of fresh air, because you are treated like I've never felt like, quote unquote, a rock star. A rock star, welcome, whatever. I've never felt like someone that's doing something in a band in the UK. But when you go over there, you're treated like an artist should be treated. And it's not that we expect fucking red carpets and shit. We just expect a little bit of respect given, taken, everything
even
like that.
Everybody comes and introduces themselves. I don't know if you've had if you've got a local soundie, if you've got local crew, if you've got like the reps, and the reps are there. Like the reps are actually at the show.
Reps are there before the bands are.
Yeah. And they've got the riders all set up, like ready, everything's like that. And if it's not, they'll let you know, and they'll top up all the beer. They'll make sure that like you've got everything that you need. And it's like, you're right. That is, it makes the difference. And like you said, it's not about being more demanding, because we're literally asking for the same things in different places. But it's just a wildly different experience. And I mean, and also ticket sales. If I'm honest, we've just sold out our Cologne show today, but the UK, come on, guys. Like, it's...
Dude, UK is fucking hard to sell tickets. Like,
if I'm honest with you, I've got a theory. I was talking to our management about this.
Let's go.
We had the Eras tour, we had Oasis, and we've had basically the two biggest events musically that this country has seen for a while, and the Black Sabbath thing, the Back to the Beginning. People spent a lot of money on music tickets this year, including thousands of pounds for stuff like Oasis. I mean, I'm pretty sure the cheapest ticket was like 200 quid, even for that, 400 quid. I don't even know, right? A lot of people spent a lot of money, and I think people just aren't willing. They're sort of like, right, well, I've gone to that big gig, I've spent my pocket money, as it were, on that big gig of the year. Yeah. That's it. And I know that they're not maybe the same demographic that we're selling in, so maybe that argument's not there. But at the same time, I do just think, like, people are fucking skin in this country at the moment. And I know that we are, we are privileged to live in this country. I have to acknowledge that in some ways. But at the same time, it's like the cost of living is insane. Like, it's... Yeah. People, we basically make our tickets like the bottom level, like that they can be. Like, we could charge more if we wanted, but we're like, no, do you know what? Like, we want people to, we want more people to come to our shows, but also it's like, you want to make it affordable. But like, we take the brunt for that, because our fees can't go up, because our ticket prices aren't going up. Our ticket prices haven't moved in the UK for years, because we can't, because there's no reason to. Whereas in Germany and stuff, I'm pretty sure, like, they've gone up as and when. Like, we don't really decide, I suppose, but it's like, but then we don't have a problem selling them at that price. So it's like, it's not about the fact that it's the price there. I think it's just the location, like the fact that the UK people just don't have, like you were saying earlier, it's like, you go, I allocate £100 a month to spend on fun things, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, for us, like, it's £18 for a ticket to come see us in London or Birmingham, right? I think plus selling fees, so 20 quid, say.
Yeah.
So
selling fees for what, though? Do you know what I mean? The Ticketmaster admin fee. What's the admin fee? An automated email. Motherfucker. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're up right though. But yeah, say like 20 quid. And it's sad, because it's like, I know that people would go to the pub and spend 20 quid and not think about it. But at the same time, people will look at it and go, oh God, because it isn't just 20 quid. It's the train, it's the bus, it's petrol, it's parking. merch, So you are looking at probably, including all of those things, maybe about 80 to 100 quid, like, per person. Like, in the UK, if you're getting a train, if it's not the tube, minimum 25 quid for a train ticket for a return, like, minimum. So I get it. People can't afford, like, and we're only doing London and Birmingham. We're not even doing that up north. And I think this is the problem, is that people can't even travel down to Birmingham, like, from, like, Manchester, for example, to come and see us. Because I don't even want to know how much a ticket is from Manchester to Birmingham. It's probably, like, 50 quid. So it's kind of like... Whereas in Germany, public transport's, like, pretty cheap. And just everything's just more accessible. Everything's just... And, people just have more expendable income. I think in Europe, at the moment, people just have more money to spend on things that they enjoy. And I think just culturally... They go to shows like we have had. I remember it so clearly because I absolutely loved it. There were these two girls. I can't remember what show it was. It was in Germany, and they must have been like sort of 18, 19, right? And I think I was on the merch table or something. And they came over and they were like, "Wow, you're amazing! Like we didn't even know the band. And that was it. It was my friend's 18th birthday, and we wanted to go out, and we didn't really know what to do because like we've never been out before, but we wanted to go to a gig, and we love like heavy music." So they literally just Googled shows in the area. Like, that is literally what they did. And they came up to me and they were like, we didn't even know it was like a female-fronted band. Like, that's awesome. Like, it's blown our mind. Like, you were screaming. And they were like, honestly, they were so excited. And I was like, why doesn't this happen in the UK? Look how excited these girls are about the fact that they've seen something. And I don't know, maybe I inspired them, or maybe, whatever it is, or maybe they just had a good night and they bought merch. They were asking me to sign things. And I was like, wow, I've not had that for a long fucking time. Like, but that does happen. Like, I get people in Germany, like, quite frequently just say, oh, I found your band, like, on YouTube and then I bought a ticket. And I'm like,
rad.
Okay, are you all right? Yeah. But in the UK, you have to, like...
You have
people.
So our whole thing is you have to tell them. Like we always say, like, all right, it's telling time. You got to fucking tell these people. Graphic Nature are here, whatever.
Yeah.
In Europe, they appreciate music for music.
Yeah.
They just want to go and find new music. Whereas in the UK,
but that's like those two girls. Yeah.
I feel like in the UK you have to be told what's good music, or you have to be in front of a band that you already like, and then hopefully the supports will be good enough to get your attention. And I understand the graft, but it's still fucking hard to get people interested in your music.
We've done a lot. I mean, I think back to like we've done a lot of quite big support tours and like stuff. Electric Callboy, Enter Shikari, Skindred. Think big names, right?
Bury Tomorrow.
And Bury Tomorrow. Forget those guys. I feel bad, but it's like it's one of those things. I'm like, because I think to myself, there should be more. Like specifically like Berlin, for example, like on our upcoming tour, is the least selling show of the tour. Right. Insane. Capital city of Germany, worst thing. It's selling less tickets than fucking like Birmingham. How does that make any sense, right? But and we've done like, we played there with Bury Tomorrow, we've played there with like Callahan, we've played there with loads of supporters, and the last time we did a headline show was like 3 years ago or something. So we were like, surely like people are going to come out, but it's weirdly the support tours just don't actually, in certain cities, like especially London and Berlin, it seems to be capital cities. Interesting that it is the capital city, just don't seem to do anything. But like you go to like Munich or Cologne, oh my god, and Stuttgart, like these places, they just like love it. And it's I don't know why, it's weird. It's just like, because I remember actually weirdly like Newcastle sells quite well for us, like in the UK.
Fair.
Plymouth, we always have a packed room in Plymouth. But
was that because of, did you play there with Skindred? I feel like that's a place that Skindred would love to play.
We've only ever done like that Turbulence Festival that I don't think runs anymore, but that was always quite, I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think we've ever done a big show in Plymouth.
Fair.
It's wild. It's weird, but the UK just makes no sense. Like London's a nightmare because you're competing with like loads of other people and it's expensive and people are too spoiled, I think, is part of the problem. I think that's Berlin's problem as well, is that people are too spoiled. But honestly, like Cologne, we knew instantly, we were like, this is going to sell out. We just knew. And literally, we got 5 weeks to go and it's sold out. So we're like...
That's sick.
It's sick.
So
it's amazing.
cool.
And the last time we played there, it was like my favourite headline show of the tour because they just go for it as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Cologne's one of my favourite places as well.
Yeah, it's like not a single person in that room was stood still. But on the whole, like support tours, I feel like these days don't do that much. Like, I think back to like when I used to go and see bands like when I was a teenager. Oh my God, I used to want to go for the support bands because I'd be like, it was like a way to find new bands. But I feel like now people don't do that. People kind of go early to get a good spot, right? Yeah. They don't go because they care. Because how many times have you and myself been playing and there's people just stood on their phones? And I'm saying, I'm not like, you don't need, they don't need to be locked into me 24/7. But like, I am just a little bit like, you've sat. I'm not even joking. We played with Enda Shikari in Glasgow, and this girl was at the barrier, like leaning over on her phone like this. And we played St. Luke's. It's quite a small venue. She was literally like this far from me, literally just texting the whole time we played. And I was just like, staring at her like, it's bizarre.
I try and call people out just to catch them. Like, I don't really care for it because my thing is if I can make you laugh, then I've done a job. But it's when like I see people yawning and I'm like, oh, keeping you up. And like all these things, like, because I know people want to get a good spot to see the headliner or whatever. But at the same time, it's really hard when like the crowd are going crazy behind you and the row of the front are just like,
oh, don't. Like, that's a whole thing.
That's such a like demoralizing thing.
I've watched people at the front like borderline be like, help me, I'm in trouble, there's a mosh pit behind me, and I'm like like, what do you want me to do?
What can I do?
Like, I'm just like, if you don't want to be like, when I was a teenager, I didn't like mosh pits. I still don't like mosh pits. I encourage a mosh pit because I'm not in it, but like I was never into it because I was like, I'm just gonna get hurt. So what do? I don't stand at the front or stand in the middle. I stand at the side or the back because I just knew, I was like, I didn't have this main character energy where like I felt like everything had to like revolve around like what I needed and wanted. I was like, no, because if a whole group of people want to do that, and that's kind of what happens like here. I remember my first ever experience of that was an Enda Shikari show. I think I was like 15. And I remember just being like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, what? But I was sort of like interested. I was like, I don't want this, but like, that's fucking, I like that people are doing that. That's cool. Like, I'm glad people are having fun. And I think that's how I feel about it now. I'm like, no, I ain't getting in that, but I like that you're doing that. I can tell that you're... Yeah. And it's, I just feel like there's such a lack of that now, and it's, I don't know. And it's just, there's a lot of people just stand at the front on their phones, and I'm just like, can we just like not for 5 minutes? Can we just not be scrolling TikTok or taking a video for 5? We all do it. We all take a quick snap, but I normally do like take a quick snap, put my phone away, and I'll probably upload it later. Like
I do it so the people that I'm watching know that I was there. Like if it's my friend's band.
Normally I do it if it's like a maze band, and I like to do that. I think it's good to share your friends' bands and music because you don't know, somebody might listen to it and go, oh, that's cool. But
my thing is it's proof that I've left the house to go and watch you because I don't often do that.
Unless I'm on tour.
Even then, when I'm on tour, I'm like, they're like, are you gonna watch? I'm like, yeah, sure, man.
Do you know what the best?
Playing games.
Best part about touring with like bands that you like absolutely love or whatever is that like you can just sort of like get up when it's like your favourite songs, go watch, and then just go sit back in the dressing room again. Yeah. And there was one day with Call Boy, I think it was 2 days. There was like TVs, like monitors in all the dressing rooms.
The dream.
I was like, oh right, I'm gonna go up for this one. And then I was like, when my feature thing was coming up, I was like, oh yeah, I just have to go now. I was like, it's great, and like, because at the end of the day, no matter how much you love a band, and when you are on tour with them for a long time, you're not going to stand there every single night and watch every song. But like Bury Tomorrow, Call Boy, Shikari, like every night I would sort of like just go out for the songs I was like really big fan of or whatever, like most nights. But yeah, being able to like see it and like predict it, because I was like, but I don't think I took many videos. Like I just don't. I think just
because you were living in the moment.
Yeah, but I feel like there's such a missing, and I hate to sound like a boomer because I know that makes me sound like such like a boomer energy of like, oh, when will these kids get off their phones? But it's so it's so weird when I go to like a gig where there's like I noticed this, so this is the difference, right? So I went to go see McFly and Busted the other week. Great, 10 out of 10. And obviously a lot of people there
Before
are
we
like,
continue, are you team McFly or team Busted?
Busted, obviously.
Come on.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Obviously. It was they were literally like the first band that I like got me into like rock music, I
Same.
guess. Yeah.
Same.
And I think a lot of people are the same in our circles, which is very funny.
Yeah.
But I went, and because obviously a lot of people there are pretty much our age or older. Like it's like there's no like young people because they were so done. Maybe McFly, I think there was potentially a couple of younger people, but Busted was so done and gone, and not a phone. There was maybe like one or two people like recording a bit, and then they'll put their phone away. But it was like people with their arms around their mates, and like me and my friend were just like because she's my friend from like primary school, like best friend. Like we were just like living in like the nostalgia of it and being like, oh my god, do you remember when we used to sing this? And it's just like, and then I've been to concerts recently where it's like more like modern, I get, or like just like younger audiences. I can't see anything because it's just a sea of phones, sea of phones, and I'm like, I can't see anything. Oh, so I guess I'll just have to film so I can actually see what's going on. I hate I sound like a fucking boob.
No. It's like when I watch like live videos of like Billie Eilish or someone, it is just a sea of phone lights, and I don't know, man. There are screens for a reason.
Who watches them back? Who watches?
No one. No one watches them back.
Getting a story for your social media, fine, because it's only 30 seconds. 30 seconds max. You take one story, or maybe you take 2 or 3 of your favourite songs, right? But that's a minute and a half. That's a minute and a half of holding your phone in the air, maximum, right? Mm-hmm. Why? Who is filming? I don't know about you, but like when you do a live show and somebody uploads like the whole gig on YouTube, I'm like, A, can you not, please? Because it kind of spoils it for like other people. Like it's just
I get that.
Not. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't mind when people upload the odd song or whatever. But like, I'm like, you've just stood there for like an hour just like this. Like, you've not been able to like clap or like put your hands in the air or like.
No.
I don't know.
Surely your arms are aching as well, just being like.
Yeah. I'm like, fair enough. Do you know what? Like, their arms must be wedged because they're like.
Wham.
But it's. To me, it's just a very bizarre turn of like audience like type that I think I'm myself personally as a front person. I'm sure you experience this as well. Like trying to navigate it because like people, you really have to like rile people up, like, and you really have to like explain and over explain and like there are people in the audience that they make it very clear that they are not interested in your band and they won't even like clap or get involved or whatever, and it's trying to manage that like in yourself because you're like, we have played support slots where we have gone down like a lead balloon and it's fucking rough because you're like, if somebody could just give me a smile, that would be great, that would be lovely, a smile would be perfect. But it's harder now, and I think that like I said, I've done a headline show recently where, and it was our shows, so it was even worse for me. This girl at the front was like almost in tears, like help, there's a mosh pit. And I'm like, I called the mosh pit. Like, if you don't want to, if you feel like you're in danger or something's wrong, there was security. So I was like, if something was wrong, the security would be getting involved. Do you know what I mean? And like, I just felt like if you're not comfortable there, but then the problem is that like, because I don't want to make people feel like they're not welcome at the front of the thing if they're not gonna, but it's such like a thing of like the fact that they were looking at me to be like, can you fix this for me?
Can you do
and I'm
something?
like, bro, I am here to perform, do my job and make sure everyone is happy, not just you. And if you're not happy, talk to the security, go and talk to the people at the door, there's plenty of other people around this space that you can go and express that maybe something's happened to you and you're not happy about it. Please be my guest, do that. I think that everybody deserves to feel safe, but don't look to me. Like, I will always keep an eye out if something like, there have been times where like somebody's fallen over or somebody's fainted.
Yeah, if there's a fight or something like that. Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. Like, we got a cup thrown at us once. That was funny.
A cup?
Yeah, it was so awkward.
It's a singular cup.
I didn't know what to do. Like, this is the only time I think that I've really felt like I had no words. So we were playing in Switzerland with Being as an Ocean, and it was like a pretty dead show. Switzerland's always a weird one for gigs, and it's like God, it was like so awkward because you could literally stare them in the eye, right? And there were these three, I think there was like three drunk guys, right? And they just threw this empty cup like at John on stage, and we were like performing, and there was like maybe like, I don't know, 40 people in this room while we were playing, and everyone just turned around and looked at him, and I was just like, okay, I was just like, and I just carried on. And I remember I went downstairs and I was pissing myself because I was like, that was so funny. Because I was like, I just didn't know what to say because like, it was so awkward. Like this dude just finished his drink and just went, just threw it at John. Like it hit John's leg and like down. Like, and all these people were like staring at him. Anyway, and then we went downstairs and like Joel from Being as an Ocean was like, that's it, I'm saying something on stage. I was like, please don't, because it was actually really funny.
Becoming a whole thing, yeah.
Oh God, but yeah, like that's the only time I think I've really been like, what the fuck just happened? Like, normally you can sort of like you said, you rattle things off, like you said, you call people out when they're yawning, and I was just like, just carried on. But yeah, being a front person is you have to do, I think people don't realise you have to do so many things. Like, not only are we trying to perform, but like also not trying to trip over. That's
I don't like risers for this exact reason. Is like, I don't know whether it's bolted to the ground or whether it's going to slip forward. So I'm not going to jump onto it because I will make an arse of myself, or I'll hurt myself, I'll fall over. I always trip over my wire, and I'm like, I'll get a wireless mic, and then I try a wireless mic and I'm like, it doesn't feel right because I can't wrap my hand in anything. And if I drop it, I have to find it rather than just finding the lead.
My worry is that they're yeeting it into the crowd by accident. That is my biggest fear on stage. Yeah. Like every song, I'm like, I have a towel to like wipe my hands. Like after every song, I like wipe my microphone down, and I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, well, they're just sweaty again. But I get like cables. We have no cables on stage anymore, which is great. But like for me, I'm just like, I'm so conscious. But yeah, I'm like, I used to love having a cable, but like it does get to a point where you're like, it is just so much easier just to be wireless. But it's like, there's so much to think about like on stage, and I'm always just like, and I'm always like so conscious of like my outfit going wrong, like, right? Because I've often got so many things like, you know, I'm always worried like, oh my God, what was if like I've forgotten to put my shorts on and I'm wearing a skirt. I just start having these like thoughts of like, have I just like flashed my ass to everyone? Like, and I'm just like, oh fucking who cares? Or like, oh my God, is my eyelash falling off? Is my hair falling out? Like I'm constantly like checking my hair and like while I'm trying to sing, and then I've got like, you know, like a sound engineer in my ear going, oh can somebody sort this out? And I'm like, fucking stop talking to me in my ear, please. And it's just
fuck that.
People don't realise. And then you're trying to watch, you're trying to gauge, you're trying to get the vibe as well, and like it's a complicated job.
Yeah. Sure. I think my big thing is I try and figure out like what I'm going to say between songs every show. I stick to like the same idea of what I want to say, but sometimes I can fuck it up, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I've just offended an entire fucking room of people. And I probably haven't, but in my mind I'm like, you've just called them a heinous slur and they're going to hate you forever. And I've just been like, how's all the it's like me saying, how are you guys and girls doing? Yeah. And then I'm like, fuck, I haven't included everyone else. Shit. Yeah. Fuck. Like, but it's not that deep. It's just for us, it's like,
well, because you're so overanalyzing. You are overanalyzing proper. Everything you say. I've done that before, and I'm terrible with like remembering anything for on stage, because like especially when you're like in the zone, and it's like, so I do have like cues in my ears that like gives me like kind of like cue card notes, I guess, like talk about this, but it doesn't give me like a script. I need that, man. It's great. So I don't have to remember like where to say things. I just have to kind of make it up as I go. Sometimes incredible. Sometimes like George turns around to me and he's like, that was a good one today, and I'm like, and then sometimes I'm just like, and then and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, what did you just say? And oh God, it's a weird one. It does just, as soon as you stumble once as well, you start like going, oh no, now I'm going to have to correct it, and then you get wrong, and then you're like, oh, this is the next song, and you sort of like, oh,
Dude,
I try and just laugh at myself.
Yeah, I think if a show starts badly for me, the whole show's done. If the vibe isn't right from the first song, like I'm really good at getting a crowd to be engaged with me, but if I feel off in the first song, instantly the show's shit. I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm not moving right. You know, I might have had too many fucking carbs before I come on stage, so I feel heavy, and all of this stuff. And I'm just going round in my head, and I'm, you know, everyone else is like, that was the best show we've ever played, and I was like, I thought that's fucking worst. Shit.
Yeah. And have you ever had a show where everybody said that was amazing? Because I don't think we have. Like,
I've had one where I've said it. I'm like, that's the best fucking show we've ever played. Well done. That was fucking sick. They were like, that was a piece of shit. Like, I played terribly. All this stuff. We've had like, no, maybe not. I think like, no 4 of us say it's good.
Yeah.
And then one person says that was shit. It was ass. Hated it.
Like normally it's like the rest of us go, I was sick, and Adam goes, everything went wrong. And I'm like, he's like, my guitar was out of tune the whole fucking song, and I couldn't get it this, I couldn't get it. There was like, there's always something, but I feel there must have been, I feel like there maybe was like 1 or 2 shows. We did like an independent venue week run 2 years ago, whatever. And I tell you what, I think we had so many good shows on that run. Just
sick. The
funniest one though was when the power went out in Oxford. Oxford, funnily enough, was one of the best shows. And the power went out like midway through, and then like we got it going again because like the plug basically just got unplugged, and then at the end, Pearl, our photographer, like came round and she was like, "Guys, I have a confession to make." And we were like, "What's up?" She was like, "It was me. I unplugged the power by accident." And we were just like, that's actually really funny. I think that made it funny because we were like, it actually didn't affect. I think it was just the lighting, production, and like a couple of like bits went down. It wasn't like the sound power. I can't remember. Oh my god! But it was just so fucking funny because we were fuming, and then we found out Pearl did it, and it was fine.
It's law. So, it's added to the AU law. So.
Oh yeah, no, but it is. Yeah, it's a very like complicated one, and it depends on like your mood as well, like how much you've slept, how much you've eaten, how the vibe is within the group. You know, if somebody's had a bad day, and like, I'm quite a big empath, so like if somebody's not in a good mood, I always want to try and like help and like try and like make somebody feel better, and like sometimes that's not a good thing to do, and like
some people just need to be left alone.
Yeah, and like I get it, and also sometimes, and then when that person is like not okay, I then start to like come down with them, and it's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard, but being in a band is just that. It's like navigating it with yourselves, navigating it with your fans, and whatever.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like I really want to talk like more about it, but it's like I don't know. I find it quite hard to suggest it as a career choice for people because there is so much that you have to put into it mentally, physically, and stuff that takes away from other parts of your life that just for half an hour to an hour on stage, which is without a doubt the best time.
I always say this is 80% logistics and 20% fun. Like it's like you said, the payoff is incredible. Like the payoff is great, but to get to the payoff, there is so much bullshit. And I think that's it, is that people don't realise how much, like, I spend hours of my day sitting, making graphics, posters, editing our website, making videos, doing this, emailing, this, that, and the next. And we have management. We have a label. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like so many of those jobs now, like, can't fall onto bands. And I don't mind doing a lot of it because I actually quite like having quite a lot of creative control, but like it's a huge workload, and a huge workload for no money, and it's just like
let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's just there's no money in it. It's not something you do because. So sorry. No, it's okay. I'm a teacher, so so I actually used to be a secondary school teacher. I was an art and photography teacher. Because that is actually what my formal qualifications are in, is photography. And then I actually left that job. So I was a technician and darkroom technician. So I left that, which is actually what the album Ultraviolet is kind of about. But for some reason that just no one really knew that. But even though I did write about it, but classic.
Before you go into the next thing, I just want to say, as much as we as vocalists can pour into our lyrics, no one gives a fuck most of the time. You'll get the odd few that are like, your lyrics really helped me. And I'm like, fuck yes, thank you so fucking much for reading them. And then most people are like, oh, the breakdown was so cool.
Yeah,
I
that
don't give a fuck about the breakdown.
I like it when you do the scream.
Yeah. Sorry. I think because there's there's a millisecond delay. No, not a millisecond, a second delay or something. So
No. It was a fair point. It was a fair point. But yeah, I do. Yeah. And then I actually teach kids like music, like just kind of like group music stuff, or I do singing lessons for like young kids. But it's mainly about like confidence building. Like I don't do grades or anything. It's just like getting kids. And I think this is what like I'm very passionate about with music, and it kind of ties to like picking it as a career choice or whatever. It's like I have no formal qualifications in music. I just kind of fell upwards doing this. Our whole band did. Like we just started out like doing Paramore and Fall Out Boy covers in Adam's parents' front room, and like we've been the same band since day one. You know, we've had lineup changes and whatnot, but it's the same thing. And I just did this because I loved it, and that's why I'm still doing it. I wouldn't be fucking doing this still if I didn't love it. And you have to do career things like that match your job. Like I love what I do because, like I said, I like this instilling confidence in kids, like, and teaching kids vocals in a way that isn't about like necessarily like formal vocal coaching and singing songs in a formal way. It's about like finding your own voice and finding like how they can like do things that they never thought they could do. Like using mind games and tricks to kind of like, because you know a lot of them, they sort of like, you know, very quiet little mice, and they kind of stand there, and I'm like, I'm gonna get you to fucking belt those notes, and they're like, and, you know, by the time you kind of get to the end and the parents are like, who's this fucking child? Yeah. And I'm like, to me, that's what it's done for me, like, as a person. Yeah. So I felt like I get a lot out of, like, passing knowledge on. Like, you know, I did teaching and stuff. I've always liked it. So I am grateful that I enjoy that. But it's hard. It's hard work on me, like, mentally and physically. Like, teaching, I have to be quite upbeat all the time. I have to be, I'm, you know, singing and talking and doing stuff constantly, and then and then going on tour, and you know, although it like is good for my vocal practice, like doing warm-ups and stuff all the time, it's fatiguing. So I would love to be able to do a job that didn't include me doing as much singing all the time. I do the odd like creative bits here and there, like graphic design and stuff like that, but I tend to just do that internally for the band. But yes, it's tough. It's tough.
That's still good though. Like it depresses me beyond anything else that this industry that we're in just doesn't pay us.
And it makes so much money.
Yeah.
Like as in like the industry itself, like I think the UK it's like one of the biggest like industries in this country. Yeah.
And the thing that really gets me is everyone else gets paid before the band does. And I don't know who the fuck came up with that idea, but whoever it was, I hope you are rotting in your grave, because that is the stupidest fucking idea. The artists put the road miles in. We put all the effort into writing, to recording, to practicing, to making, you know, music videos. And obviously the videographer of the music video is making a video for you. You're not expected to get paid for that. But it's the amount you put in for that half an hour set, that 1 hour set, that album that you poured your heart into, that you released, people spoke about it for a day, and then they were on to the next thing, and you've kind of still got to be like, that was cool. Like, I can't wait to do another festival where we don't get paid. And like, it's so hard to be enthusiastic about that side of things when everything else is against you. Like for this next tour that we're doing, we're all taking a month off unpaid. From our jobs, and we don't have any income from band to recoup those costs.
Well, we're the same, and so, if we go on tour, I because I'm self-employed technically, I don't earn, and I think Adam is now the same, and so is John. None of us will earn money while we're away. George has got a kind of flexible setup with work, but I know that he's had to make sacrifices of his own as well to get himself to that position. And yeah, it's rough. It's like, because I'm like on tour and I'm like, great, well, I'm going to have a crisp sandwich today because I can't afford to go and buy food until next week because like I just have no money. Like it's tough, you know, because, you know, I need to pay for somewhere to live. I need to pay for my bills. I need to pay for things like that. And it's so, and again, I'm sort of, I sometimes I question myself. I'm like, I say all these things out loud. I'm like, why do I do this? And I always come back to the fact that I couldn't not do this. Yeah,
I don't know what else to do with my life.
Yeah, and it's so funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a fucking Ouroboros of like getting so down about it, getting like so like, you know, just like I can't, you know, so half glass empty. But then when you go out and you produce an album, you're proud of it, you get that music video back, you get the artwork, you get all these like the kind of moments that make you feel proud. You're like, yes, that's what it's about. And then you get all excited again, because that's what it's about. And it is for me, like, I don't know about you, but like releasing an album and like I've never felt a high like it. Like I can't compare the high of like sending out an album into the world and being like, this is what I've created and it's mine and it's ours and it's like this world, you know, because I like to kind of world build around my, and it's like it's this story I've told and it's now there and I get to just sit back and enjoy people enjoying it. That's unmatched for me. Like I cannot compare. Like even to me, like playing live doesn't meet that. But like you said, it dies down a lot quicker than it should do.
Yeah,
because like I said, you get a week of people being like genuinely excited about your album, and then you're kind of on to like, yeah, you might get a couple of press bits and stuff to long it out, but like you need to go straight out on a tour to keep that relevant, because if you don't, it just disappears into the ether, and it's sad because it's like, you know, you spend years and years and you take time off work and it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? And you just go in circles, and unfortunately the industry plays on that as well, because it knows that we will come back, and we do come back, and we keep doing it over and over again until we stop, it's a
stupid thing. Why did we start doing it? I should have been a merch guy. I should have been someone like involved with the band.
I should have been a TM. Then it would be all right, but it's I love it. But the thing is, like I said, I've been doing this, and my first band, I can't remember, I always get this wrong. I think I was like 15 when I joined my first band. I didn't have a fucking clue. And it was my mate from primary school that we were all at secondary school, and like I kept in contact with him and stuff. And he was like, and I'd never sung in front of anyone before. I'd only ever like sung in my bedroom, but like, because we were like friends, he knew that I liked singing and stuff. He'd never even heard me sing. And he was just like, yeah, like, do you want to like join my band? I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah. And I literally just turned up to his house, and like the three other boys, Cal, Brandon and John, were there, and like I'd never met them before. And but you know what, it's like I am quite like a person, I like my comfort zones, right? But that's with doing this, it's the only time I tend to really step out my comfort zone to get what I want, because I want it, because that's what I fucking want. Everything else I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, and I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying, but like with this, I'm like, no, fuck, I'm gonna do that stupid thing. Like AEU, I met in a fucking car park. I met these men on the internet, met them in a fucking car park. I could have been killed.
You did what everyone tells you not to do.
Exactly. So it's like, I'm like, but I did it because I was like, it's worth the risk. For me, I'm like, it's worth being murdered over. Like, it's fine. Like, it's So it's, and I think to me, like, that to me tells me that that's my life's purpose. And I think I've kind of come to this conclusion that like, I kind of have to accept there's probably not going to be my main form of income. I've got to try and diversify. I'd love for it to be, but I have to be realistic in a realistic world, right? What I would love from it is a consistent, stable income would be nice. It doesn't have to be big, but just consistent.
Like a wage.
Yeah, basically. And, you know, that I could use it to top up whatever I'm earning on the side would be lovely. And I would be happy with that. But that to me, I'm like, I've just kind of gone, this is my life's purpose. And you know what? I do this and I see no money from it. And if I really didn't give a shit about this, I just would stop. Because when I didn't give a shit about jobs I was working, I hated, I quit and got a new one, or, you know, I went in this, but I can't do that with this because this is just what I do. This is what I am. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I've resigned it. To it.
It's, without going round in circles, it's just something that we're mentally and I think physically bound to. And, you know, when I left drumming because I physically couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, oh, I think that's it for me as a band performer. Like, I'm probably done now. And 2 months goes past and you're like, no, I'm not done. And then I bought a microphone and was like, I've never done this before. I'm gonna I'm going to teach myself how to do it. I'm going to force myself to do it because I want to do it. Mm-hmm. And if I could go back in time, I'd punch myself in the face and just say, no, I'm joking.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking awesome. It's so fun, and it is very easy to get caught up in the bad parts because the bad parts are really low, but the highs are so high.
That's it. And I think that, do you know what I find really, really helps is like these conversations, like talking to other people in bands, especially bands like around your kind of like level, like in that kind of like sphere, like talking to bands that are like bigger and earning shitloads of money, it's irrelevant because they can't relate. Yeah. But I feel like when you talk to people in your circles, you're like, wow, we are all experiencing the same thing. And I think that you do feel so alone sometimes because you feel like your band is the only band like not getting this thing or not winning this award or not getting invited to this. But then when you actually talk, you go, oh, right, okay, no, actually, we're doing fine. Or like, you know, you kind of got to look at it and like, you know, go, well, we didn't get this and we didn't get that. And you're going, yeah, but like the things we did get, you know, people would kill to do those things. And we're not even looking at them. We're not even looking at the things we have done.
Yeah, it's really hard to appreciate like the stuff that we have done, like me and you that we have done. Our 15-year-old selves would be like, oh my God, you have fucking done it. You have done it. And it's so hard to, you know, sit back and just appreciate that you've got to experience these things that the majority of people in bands will never experience. And that's a really sad thing, but fuck me, we did it. Like, it's
there's
really
small moments. You have to like ground yourself. Like me and George like do this quite a lot. Just like we kind of have these like grounding moments where we just go, let's just put ourselves back. Let's just put ourselves back to like what we were when we first started this band. Like, and we always used to be like, oh, imagine if we went on tour with Sky. Imagine if, you know, back when you were like starting, we were like so young and naive, like 17, 18 when I was joined AU or something stupid. I always get this wrong. There's conflicting ages on my if you Google me because I always get wrong what age I joined AU. Because I actually just don't remember. But it's you got to do it because like I'm like, God, like I got up on stage and like with Bury Tomorrow and like sang a song that I used to listen to when I was like walking to school with my little headphones on.
That's fucking crazy.
And the same with like
it's wild.
And it's the same with like the Blackout, like because I'm quite good friends with Sean and Morgan from Sapnin and Sean the Blackout obviously. And I remember at Slam Dunk they were on our stage and he just came into our dressing room. He was like, "What songs do you know?" And I was like, "All of them." And he was like, "Which one do you want to do?" Like, he was literally like, "Which one do you want to do?" Like the most Sean thing ever, just like so whatever. And I was like, "What one can I fuck up the least?" Because I was like, he's asking me like 2 hours before, right? So I was like, what one can I fuck up the least? So I was like, oh, like, was it Save Ourselves, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember being out there and I was just like, because I saw the Blackout when I was like so like young and I was such a big fan like growing up and stuff. And then like, when I was on that stage and like the music cut out and the crowd just does the and I did it along with them and I was just there like, that's me, like out there. That's me 10 years ago, 15, whatever it was. And now I'm here holding the microphone, singing with you, but I'm leading it. Because Sean wasn't, it was just me. And I was like, okay. You know, so there's these two, and then I met Frank Hero from My Chemical Romance in the same day. I was like, fucking losing my mind. Like, it was just, and it is like, you know, I could have easily walked away from that day and been like, oh, just another day. But I really had to like, I really went home and I was like, right, I need to actually like, not meditate on it, but like, I need to actually like sit and let this sink in. And do you know what I do sometimes? It sounds so weird. I go back and like look at pictures of myself from like that era. And I literally try and like imagine, I literally look into my own eyes and I'm like, this is what you've just done. This is what's just happened to you. Like it's a really like fulfilling moment. And I think, again, that's the moment. It's like fulfilling your inner child for me is what a lot of this is as well. And like my parents fly all around Europe to come and see us. Like they fucking love it. Amazing. Right? They absolutely adore it. They always wear all the merch. They flew to Bulgaria to come and see us at a festival. And they love music and stuff anyway, which is like why I've obviously been brought up and been very passionate about it and stuff. But like, for them, like they come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, I just watched my daughter at Wembley Arena." Like, and then
That's
for me,
insane.
I go, I know, and then for me, I then sort of go, fuck, like, yeah, like, you know, for them, like, when they were watching me as a child, like, dance around my bedroom to Busted, they never would have thought that I was ever going to do something like that. Because, like I said, I never had any formal training in music, and I didn't, you know, I studied photography. I was never intending to, like, do anything of this scale. It just kind of happened. And and so you do just have to sit back and just go, what the fuck? So it's good. It's good to ground yourself, because it's important, because if you lose touch with it, you just get so sucked into the negativity of it, and then you just can't come out of it. You can't come out of the negative hole, because it's deep in this industry. The negative hole is deep, and and I think that just looking inwards helps a lot rather than outwards, I find. Just like I said, just looking at inwards at what you've done and what we've collectively created, and, you know, Spotify numbers, they're important, but, like, don't compare, don't look at other bands, because it's not your journey. And I hate this, because I don't take my own advice, because I do the complete opposite.
Oh,
but
dude, same.
But I know in myself, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, fundamentally, am I doing something that I want to do? Yes. Am I happy with what I've created? Yes. Then it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Dude, our numbers on Spotify are the lowest they have ever been in, like, 3 years. But this year has been the most productive and busiest touring year that we've ever had. Festivals-wise, touring-wise, everything has been so busy. And it's just, it kind of, you know, almost rewired the way that I see it. Like, those numbers fluctuate. We haven't released new music since last year. So, like, last July, I think it was last year. It might have been 2 years. Fuck knows.
I love that everyone in bands has no idea when we release
Yeah. But I understand that when you release music, those listeners go way up, because you get playlists, you get all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're not doing stuff, people are coming to the shows. They might not necessarily be still listening to your record every day, but those people are turning up and they're coming to the shows. They're buying multiple tickets for all these shows. So if your band has only got a certain amount of listeners and your friend's band has got way more, it's like, it's numbers on the screen. It's not a true metric, no.
Yeah, and you are right. You know, it's so funny that you've said that you've just had your busiest year on your lowest number yet. Same. Like, when we did that, like, when we had that crazy year of, like, all those, like, insane tours, we were off the back of a 2-year-old album.
Yeah.
Like, literally at the end, like we'd already recorded, or, like, were recording the, like, album that's coming out in the next whatever. And we were literally, like, two and a half years deep, and we were still getting the biggest tours we've ever got. And you're thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, this, like, it makes no sense. So, like, again, like, we're like, you know, internally, like, looking at, like, 2026, and we're going, oh my God, like, what's happening, blah, blah, blah. And then I have to go, wait a fucking minute. Like, album release year is always terrible for tours, because you're almost, like, rebuilding yourself up again. And then the year after is better. And then the year after it always tends to be better, because you've had that, like, longevity, and people have kind of settled into the record, and you've kind of just got that, like you said, you've kind of got the true fan base then, not the inflated numbers. And it's just like, but it's so difficult really to point not be that person. That
you just brought up the true fan base thing. Because of the playlisting, those listeners are just, you know, it could be they've listened to 5 seconds of your song. Nope. Next one. Like, that still counts as a monthly listener for that month, because they've listened to a certain thing of it and went, actually, you know what? That's fucking shit. Next. So that's not a true fan of your band. Isn't that monthly listener? No. You know, I would love to say that we, you know, in the 1 month that we got 100,000 listeners or whatever, I'd like to think that 100,000 of them were fans, but now we're down to like 30,000 to 40,000. I'm like, maybe these people are, like, fucking the real deal. So,
yeah,
you know,
and they probably,
because they're still listening.
Where you sit, I feel like where you sit in, like, what I call, like, the stagnant number, that's like your true, like, that's kind of like the people that actually come back to your music, especially when you're not releasing new music. Like, where you, like, where we sat at the end of, like, before we released Set and Flow, that's our true repeat fans. And yeah, but it's so difficult, because it's been created into such a, like, competitive environment for no reason. And I always try, like, to make it not. Like, I always try and share what I can with other bands, and I always try and have these conversations with people, because like whenever people have like shared this with me, I've gone, it's like a release. I go, oh my god, thank fuck you've said that, because like it's nobody talks about it out loud, because no one wants to admit that their single's not performing that well, or this, that, and the next, or nobody wants to admit those things, because you don't. It's like when you're in any job, you don't want to admit you've done a paper terribly, or you've done a terrible spreadsheet. Like, you know, it's the same kind of thing, but it's like, but then everybody will kind of go, yeah, but I fucked up that spreadsheet last month too, and they're like, oh, fine. Yeah. And it's, you know, it's just normal, but having these conversations just normalizes it. And you know what? Like, you can't predict anything as well. It's like, you can't predict like how your album's going to perform. Like, oh my god, our first record, like, what the fuck? Like, we were just like, huh? Like, you know, we were just some local band that like played to like 30 people in High Wycombe, and we went to record this album that we had. Like, we had no plan. We literally had nothing. We just went in, recorded the songs we had, which was Within Each Other the Other. We actually signed to Long Branch after we recorded the album. So we actually went in intending to just self-release it, and then they came along and it worked out quite well for us and whatever. But like, it, like, on the inside, well, Hiding for Myself did really well on YouTube, and this was during COVID, so it was a weird time, I think.
It was a good time to
it was a good time
music.
For it was,
like
and
Spirit
we
Box,
took the
for
gamble.
instance, fucking blew up.
Yeah, we took the gamble. A lot of people didn't, because I remember talking to other bands and they're like, no, we're going to wait, because we all thought it was going to be like, well, like a couple of months at the time, and then obviously it ended up turning into like a longer period of time, so we ended up being like, thank fuck we did that. But it was such a, you know, but like, we had no idea that this album was going to do what it did. Like, I'm on the inside sitting on like, I don't even know what million it's on, but it's on like, I'm just like, how the fuck has this happened? Like, we did not, like I said, we just went in with no plan. We had no label, no agent, no nothing at that time. And I think that's the same now, is that like, you know, Ultraviolet did well, and that's equally terrifying now as well, because we're on like album 3, and now I'm like, because I'm like, we've had 2 albums that have done consecutively well in their own right and whatever, and now I'm just like, but at the same time, who fucking cares? I think it's the best music we've ever made, so like, yeah, it's cool. Like, I know Set and Flow was a bit of a wild card, but we knew that. Like, when we released,
I just listened to that before we started doing this podcast, and like, that's a bit of me. It's got the it's got the cyberpunk vibe, so I'm fucking here for it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it was
that
literally written from like the perspective of like a replicant in the Blade Runner universe, so that literally makes sense. But it's one of those things where we liked it as a song because it was a song we wrote for us. Fundamentally, we wrote it because it was fun to write, and it's not really got a chorus. It's literally just got that da 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 da. That's the chorus, and it's like, and we just had fun, and we wanted like a heavy but fun and jumpy song, and and it's kind of, we just came out with it first because we were like, this is us, we're back, and then POV was kind of like more of a like quintessential AU song, and like, but I'm definitely like, what's cool is that like, people can't predict what's coming, and definitely don't, because it's definitely like a very like strange wave, but I'm so proud of it, and I don't care. Like, if it doesn't do well, I think I'm now in this situation where I'm like, I'm proud of it, because I think we wrote a lot of this for us, because I think with UV, we got so trapped in this bracket of like trying to recreate the first record, and although we did deviate a lot in some ways, there were things that we changed that kept the same, that because we were terrified of breaking the formula. And then this time we've broken the formula because we're like, nah, fuck it, let's just do it. And I know that Same Flow hasn't performed that well, but I don't care.
Yes. Dude, that's so interesting you say that, man. I know we've been talking for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but what you said about your 2 albums is very like what we did with our 2 albums. Is like, the first one everyone liked, so we were like, okay, that worked well.
What did they like about it?
Mm-hmm. Add a bit more to it, kind of like do our own thing. And then, you know, now that we're going into another cycle of GN, I'm like, I want to write more for me. Like, I just want to write stuff that I really fucking like. And if that isn't
like,
the GN that you know, then it's fine.
Yeah, for sure. And like, and obviously I won't say too much, but like, obviously we had a brief conversation the other day via message, and I was like, do it. Like you were saying to me, you had some ideas and stuff, and I was like, because it's gonna mean that it's the most proud work you're ever gonna have.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
I think so
actually as well, like sellable wise, like I feel like as an artist, you can sell your album and your product or whatever you want to call it better when you give a shit about it, and when you give so much of a shit about it, you will literally go to the ends of the earth to like do whatever you need to do for it. It's gonna end up being better. And I think that do it. Like, just, and that goes for anybody if they're still listening at 2 hours, 14 minutes in. But like, it's just like, you do it for you. Don't, you know, if you want to go and make music for other people, and you can make a lot of money doing it, don't get me wrong, you can make great money and you can have a great career doing stuff like that, music production, and people love it. But I think if you're an artistic and creative person, always put yourself and your ideas first, because I feel like that just wins every time. Authenticity above all.
Absolutely. Which is hard to find in this industry sometimes, but let's not get into that because we'll go on another conversation.
I was like, I'm going to end on a positive, and you went, and then it's bad.
All right, I'm going to do a quick fire just to end it.
Cool.
I don't know if you said it already, but just give me your top 5 favorite video games before we go. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, for instance, if it's Assassin's Creed, it doesn't have to be a certain Assassin's Creed. It can just be
the franchise.
It can be multiple of a franchise. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I've thrown you in it, but
no, it's okay. I think luckily I've mentioned most of them, so it's pretty easy. So I think like
sweet.
Elder Scrolls, so like Oblivion and Skyrim, and then Assassin's Creed, obviously, circa like, you know, the dates we talked about. Stardew Valley, because it is just a go-to. 7 Days to Die, because it's just one that I've played for years, and I just always go back to it when I'm sort of like, don't really know what to play. And Baldur's Gate 3, to be fair. I think it's got to be. Like, I can't, you know, Larian, like, I've not played the original 2, like, I've never played
me neither.
Baldur's Gate 1 or 2. But I think that it was just such an incredible game, but yeah. That was actually quite easy because we've talked about most.
That was actually a terrible question, Harv. Dude, thank you so much for this, man. Like, I genuinely think that we should do a part 2 because we have still so much more to talk about. We didn't get into
so much tea.
No, not even band wise. We didn't get into Donnie Darko. We've got to go right deep into Blade Runner, but we'll do a part 2 for sure because this will be a 5-hour episode.
There is a perfect time to do a part 2 at some point.
Yes, there is. Dude, thank you to anyone that's watching all that YouTube stuff, you know. Thank you. That
was the stage moment of like, I don't know what to say, so thank you guys.
No, literally that. It's like cheers, buy some merch, cool, bye. Like, you know,
I'm out.
You never know what to say. Dude, thank you so much for coming on here.
It was good.
It was good fun. I appreciate it a lot. Go listen to As Everything Unfolds, please.